God, I hope that's not the first thing that's on the stream.
God, I hope that's not the first thing.
Oh no! Oi! It is actually. God damn! I'm gonna get banned from YouTube, you guys. Fuck. All right. Well,
cancel, guys. Come on.
Anyway, at least one person I know is watching has to be careful about the content that they consume. So, anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to Main Chat Nerd Night. We just dropped a viewer immediately.
That's a new personal best.
Dunces and Discords. I need to get used to that. It's a new name. So to God damn it, you guys. So to
Don't you love us?
Coming back. You guys have been making your way toward, for quite some time now, have been seeking out a gnome tinkerer by the name of Qualish. To do so, you ended up having to travel across the entire world onto another continent, and made your way up into the mountains through some floating cities that you deliberately crashed into the ground because reasons.
Hey, the city crashed itself into the ground.
Yeah, but here's the question. If you fall from a window, is it the fall that kills you? Anyway. So, you guys made your way through the Monastery of the Distressed Body, crashing it into the ground, eventually making your way into the mythical city of Dowen Gloin. There you encountered a number of interesting adversaries, but finding some allies as well, in the form of Keswick, the mostly jellified Kenku, driving the clockwork Kraken that was defending the city. You did find Qualish where he was hiding in an extra-dimensional space within a crystal where his workshop was. You had a bit of a tussle with the Mind Flayer that was powering the laboratory, eventually imbuing the power of its soul as well as Qualish's physical brain into a metalloid body that Qualish is now using for his experimentation. He told the group about a planar gateway, which piqued Enten's interest, as Enten has been looking for a way to return to his home plane. Following the directions that were given to you, you made your way across the city into what was more or less a storage garage. Exploring the room a little bit, you came across an old enemy, the Bone Devil that had formerly been in control of the Monastery of the Distressed Body, found a better body and attacked you with it, managing to almost kill two of you actually, but you managed to make your way out of that combat safely. The crushed and pulped body of Wazit, the Quasit that was controlling the body, dripping onto the ground. As you guys come down from the heat of combat, the room kind of in pieces at this point. You look to the trapdoor that Wazit had come up. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to backtrack. I'd like to backtrack a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
To when you said, if you fall through a window, is it the fall that kills? Like, isn't the answer? The answer is yes, right?
No, the fall's not what kills you. Hitting the ground is what kills you.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, he was talking about that argument.
We found the pedantic computer science student.
That's what I've been. I've been telling people when they're like, COVID deaths are being recorded as not COVID, or non-COVID deaths are being recorded as COVID. Yeah. Would they die if they didn't have? Anyway, sorry. Going on. I get emotional about that one. Anyway.
Makes sense.
I wonder why, Mr. I spent several months researching COVID vaccinations.
Anyway, so
We should rest.
just to remind you of the sort of space that you're in. You are in a relatively sealed off space. You explored a couple of what appeared to be offices or dormitories of some kind. One of which was completely spotless. No dust, no books or parchments or anything. Nothing in the room except a made bed and a desk. The other one of which had clutter all over it. In the hallway, you discovered, activated, and then disarmed a gas trap, and you found what appeared to be 2 storage closets.
You say deactivated.
Well, you
And we
can-
learned a little bit about ourselves along the way.
Yeah.
Just got the guy who didn't need to breathe to walk into the gas and then just turn it off by hitting you with a hammer.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened, actually.
That's
I forgot I had a
deactivation.
hammer.
This is a
It
RuneScape
functions.
song, Enten. This is a RuneScape song.
This is not.
Oh wait, no, the one before. Okay,
It's
okay,
because
I'm
it
thinking of the one
changed.
before it.
Anyway.
Well, whatever. It's not my
What-
problem.
What are you guys going to be doing? What's the plan?
Well, I was at one of the other. It's so hard without the map.
Yeah,
I
you're
was
at one of the
at a
secret
different
doors.
location.
Yeah, there was
because
the
a
hallway, right?
Yeah, because there was the door that was booby trapped. I had
Yep.
pass-a-walled through to whatever was on the other side. So
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So you, out the back of one of the storage closets, you pass-walled through the back into a tunnel, and then combat started, so you backed away from it.
yes,
Do you make your way back to there?
Wait, we should rest. We're beat up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I took a ton of damage,
I mean,
yeah.
and
I died.
Tyorrgeth
Yeah.
died and came back to life.
Twice.
Yeah. So
Twice in the same round.
yeah,
Yeah. So
I don't know.
I'd like
That's
to
a new
rest.
record.
I'm usually all for forging ahead and not taking a break because I just want to keep moving. But I think we could use a
Okay.
breather.
Okay. So, how do you go about? Do you just more or less pack it up and
Well, so
rest? Like,
I mean,
what's the
what
plan?
is outside of here? Because like we took the vehicle in here, like it's just like sitting in the first room, right?
Correct. You have the apparatus sitting in what is more or less a garage space.
Okay.
That acts as an airlock. So when the doors closed, the ooze that's been covering the city, it either pumped or moved or something pulled the ooze out of the room so it was safe to leave the apparatus. The door behind you into that room did lock. Not lock's not the right word. It did seal. Like when you turn the door, you felt the door sort of push into the wall slightly to seal the gaps.
Okay. But the machine is still there. Like, could we rest inside the machine comfortably?
The apparatus itself is 15 by 10, so comfortably might be a
Unlikely.
stretch, but you'd all be able to fit, probably.
Ugh, I wish we had like a really small, like a yurt or something.
I mean, it's
Like
almost
some kind
like
of
we
tiny
have...
hut.
Wait, don't you have
Oh, a
fists?
tiny hut. A tiny hut would be nice.
Yeah.
Remind me how big the tiny hut is.
Like 10 foot or something like that.
What's the radius?
I'm pretty sure it's
Is it
10
15?
foot radius.
it
1
10
second.
foot?
Let me.
Yeah.
No, let me pull it up. Let
I
me
just
pull
want
it
to
up right
remind
now.
you, if it's a 10-foot radius, this is a 10-foot radius. So, comfortable
10
might
foot
be...
Yes, it's a
radius in
tiny
mobile
hut.
dome, of
10
course.
foot radius hemisphere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tiny hut.
So it's... Comfortable is a stretch, but you can fit inside of it.
Inside the tiny hut?
Yeah.
I love being in the tiny hut.
Anyway.
Do you have the spell
Yeah,
slots for tiny hut?
I certainly don't.
I do have the spell slots for Tiny Hut.
I do not have a spell slot.
So
or
do you-
I punt.
You go and you cast tiny hut?
Yes, I shall cast Tiny Hut.
Or I suppose Leomund's tiny hut, because we're not stuck using SRD content. Yeah, it's funny. A lot of the named spells, if you look in the system reference document, are just the same thing minus the name. Like instant summons, and floating disc, and anyway. So you go.
Hideous laughter.
Actually, I don't think Tasha's Hideous Laughter is even in SRD in any form.
Stupid.
So you go and you cast Lima's tiny hut.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of in the center of this space. Where it will fit. Yeah, you'll be able to set it so that it's completely on the ground. I was just thinking about the size of the room and whether you'd be able to do that without overlapping the open trapdoor.
I would think the best way to do it would be if I casted it right around the entrance to the bug. That way we could have some people in the bubble and some people in the bug.
Okay, yeah, so you cast it so that it's partially, what's the word, intersecting the apparatus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you go back to the garage space and you cast Liam's tiny hut. The size of the space, the apparatus does take up a good majority of the space. There is a good, probably 70% of the apparatus is inside the dome. But you've now effectively, given yourself that much space, that much more space. So, yeah. So you return to the garage space and go and cast Liam's tiny hut. And do you guys take a long rest? Any watch, anything like that?
The long rest is needed to attune to items, correct?
Attuning is a short rest.
Oh, short rest. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
I mean, how are we on spells? Like a short rest, is that gonna...
I think
That might be
a
okay
short
for hit points, but...
Short rests don't give back spell slots unless you're
Yeah.
a warlock. Cough, cough.
or a wizard.
Mr. Warlock.
So that's what I'm saying, is like, do we need a long rest for spells? Because I'd be okay with a long rest for healing. I don't
think
know,
the
but-
long rest for healing is more important than the short rest for spells.
No, I'm just saying, like, if a short rest gives us enough health, I'm wondering if we need spells too.
Well, we have to be lucky on our hit dice.
Alright.
I'd have to
You
be
could also get
especially
buffed
lucky.
through soothing music, which
Which-
I have as a bard.
Matthew L.
Bard.
Bishop in the chat has reminded me that bards are also ritual casters, so you don't necessarily need a spell slot to cast Tiny Hut because it's a ritual spell.
Aha!
Mm.
What the hell does that mean? This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes, but you can cast spells as a ritual, and it takes more time, but it doesn't
You're-
expend a spell slot.
You're not a spellcaster, don't worry about it.
Well, maybe we keep it that way.
Okay, rogue main.
Literally, it's just the only thing I know. Wait, yeah, what are you gonna make me play in the one-shot? This is irrelevant. I should...
Anyway, that's completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so short rest, long rest. The tiny hut lasts for 8 hours, and it's not concentration, so you
Yeah, let's just do the long rest, huh?
Yeah, we can just take the long rest here.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go, and each of you takes a long rest. And Efferil, how long are your long rests? Is it a 4-hour or is it an 8-hour?
Oh, that's regular time.
Is it an 8-hour?
I actually got to sleep now. It's 6, but everyone is 6.
Well, it's
Cool.
6 hours of sleeping and 2 hours of resting. Yeah, it has to be an 8-hour period of not doing anything. All right. So you go and you complete your long rest. In this unfamiliar space, there's a bit of nervousness at first, but as each of you
I
manage...
forgotten to do something else with my character. Fuck! It's been like a month. Oh well. Sorry, continue. That's my problem.
But each of you does find rest in your own way. As not only are there's nothing that goes bump in the night, you can't hear any sounds outside.
That's almost more worrying.
Spook City. So tell me more about the soothing music,
This soothing music.
Kledash. Yeah, Kledash did something about some soothing music.
Oh.
Kledash, you guys soothing...
Yeah, it's
Kledash?
Song of Rest.
I see. Alright. Cool.
Well, that
Is it-
does specifically say for a short rest, so... I don't
Can
know.
you play
Do
some
it for
soothing
long
music
rests
anyway?
anyway.
Yeah, can you just play some music?
We'll
Okay.
take out the loot. If that applies, I don't know if that does DM.
I'm not looking for a
Um,
bonus or anything, I just want some
Oh.
tunes.
I'm pretty sure Song of Rest is a short rest thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to double check.
Yeah, you get extra healing at the end of a short rest.
Yeah.
Which is not useful.
I'm sorry, are you saying that music only provides a benefit when there's, kind of like a numerical boost? Then what are you getting out of this background music right now? Let it move you. Oh, shit.
Are you done?
Yeah. Wait, okay, so as far as those, 4 magic items we got last time, we had, the axe, and then what were the other 3 things?
Gloves, boots, and an amulet.
Okay. And who's taking what? I don't think I need any of those. I don't even know if I have any slots left, to be honest.
You have 3 attunement slots in total. I don't know how many items you're attuned to right
The
now.
eye doesn't count as an attunement, right?
It does not, no. It is its own independent being.
It
Okay.
counts as an eye.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so then I just have the 2 scimitars, and then I have the bubble pipe, but I don't know if I ever even attuned to that.
Bubble pipe?
Yeah, we got this bubble pipe that you can. There's 3 different uses for it. I don't think I even wrote them down. I just look it up in the chat every time I use it. Galder's bubble pipe. It's Galder's double.
That's right.
Yeah.
Galder's bubble pipe. It's a fun item.
Yeah. Look it up. Galder's.
I
bubble.
was searching in the wrong channel for the items.
Let's see.
I do have a question.
Sure.
For the Heward's Hireling armor,
Yes.
if I unattune from it and attune to something else, does that drop the +1 AC?
Correct. It just becomes plain leather armor.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
It's so you can get plain +1 armor or a plain +1 weapon that doesn't require attunement, but because of all of the other things, attuning is required to gain all of the benefits.
Yeah, I'm a bit too squishy to drop my AC.
Yeah. Also, don't put it inside of a bag of holding. Just gonna.
Oh yeah, I know
out
about
there.
that. Well, I can't put the bag of holding inside the armor, or vice versa.
Yeah, don't do that.
You can put the bag of holding inside the money box, though.
somewhere thousands of miles away, you hear an Axie go. "Ugh."
Yeah. I really do want to end up like him someday. Can that be the way that my character departs this campaign?
Terrified of the astral plane.
No. I feel like Dásos has a real want to put a bag of holding inside a money box. Really roll the dice.
So long as our money's not in it at the time.
Okay, cool.
And we're nowhere near you.
So I'm linking the bubble pipe for anyone, because I do have the bubble pipe. I used it once. I think I'm technically attuned to it, but if anyone else wants it, they can have it. It's just you can cast Fog Cloud as an action, Misty Step as a bonus action, or summon a Steam Mephit, whatever that is. Yeah. And so it has 3 charges per day, and then they each use a different amount of charges to do it. It looks useful. I just have never used it. And then what about those other 3 items? Friends?
I'm
Hello?
fully attuned. I can't take anything.
Okay.
I'm thinking. You took what item?
Who are you talking to? Oh, I haven't taken anything out of the pile yet. That's what I'm saying. Is if there's something that I'll give the pipe up for something else if someone wants it, or I'm fine with not taking anything. I have the 2 scimitars, and that's all I really need.
Tyorrgeth wants the axe.
Yeah.
Because, I'm one of the only people who uses axe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll attune to the gloves of missile snaring.
Okay.
Cool.
So you have the gloves of missile snaring. Tyorrgeth, you have the battle axe of mooring.
Yeah.
Who has the necklace of adaptation? I bet it's gonna be. I bet it's gonna be Efferil.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Where is this?
I like having resistance to cloud kill just as a matter of course, but I don't need it. I don't need any of those items.
You don't want to teleport?
I mean, the boots of winding path are great, but they're only on the path I've already been. They're much better for the rogue, for example, who can just teleport out of combat.
Where are they? The items?
If-
I can't find them in the
If you
channel.
look
I
in the
linked them
Monday
in the.
channel,
I linked them.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you look in the Monday channel,
Efferil
Oh.
linked to 'em.
yeah.
Got it. Okay, got it. Thank you. Boots of
those
the
are
Winding Path, teleport
Those
to
are the 4
15.
items that Qualish gave to you.
Oh! Wait, no one's
Sorry,
taking
everyone.
these boots?
I'm
Yeah,
fully
honestly,
attuned. I can't take shit.
I think
I'll
it's
take-
honestly better for you or the barbarian.
Yeah, I'll take those boots. Okay, cool. So I'm giving up the pipe. Do I have to? Is there like you have to unattune and reattune separately?
No, it's an action to unattune to something, so you just...
Okay.
So it's instantaneous.
Okay. Cool. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna unattune from the bubble pipe, and that can just belong to the group for now until someone decides they want it. And then I will take those boots.
Okay. You have the Boots of the Winding Path.
Cool.
Okay.
And then what was left? So gloves of missile snaring went to Kledash. Battle axe of mooring went to Tyorrgeth. Necklace of adaptation. Efferil doesn't want it. Enten can't take it. So do we just leave that in the pile
break
too?
attunement to one of my items, like the ring, but
Okay.
You do have a mastery gem, which I could give to someone.
yeah, but the mastery gem consumes an attunement slot to give you one attunement slot, which does nothing.
No, it doesn't. It consumes itself to make that item -1 attunement slot, I think.
I see.
Get picked up.
So it's just a floating gem at this point.
Yeah, mastery gem.
I mean, if no one wants it, I can take the necklace and just deattune to my ring.
Oh, no. Whilst holding this gem against an item with attunement requirement you don't need, you can ignore the requirement and attune to the item anyway.
And it does not consume the item.
Correct.
It does not
And-
consume the item.
And I believe it's a ritual to remove the gem from the item anyway.
You can tune to the new item as normal, even if the item is cursed, and attune to a cursed item this way breaks the curse's effect on you. When you unattune an item in this way, the gem detects from the item, allowing you to use it on another one.
Well, I guess I can get
But it
4
does
attunements.
destroy the item. It turns it into turning it into an unattuned. Here's what it says.
I'm just gonna take the necklace and deattune to one of my items.
Hype.
That's what it says.
Okay, and then sorry, I just want to clarify something on the Boots of the Winding Path. It doesn't say anything about per day or anything. Do I just get a bonus action every round to go 15 feet teleport?
15 feet in a location that you've been already.
No, that you can see. An empty spot that you can see is what the description says.
The creature must have occupied that
Continue
space
reading.
at some point during its turn.
Ah, Jesus. That's so stupid.
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's much better for Tyorrgeth to have that, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, it
Because
sounds fine for me. I don't... Yeah.
You already
thing
have the
is,
disengage thing.
That's what I was going to say, is I don't really need it.
because you
I
have
already...
panache, you
Yeah.
have mobility, so...
It gives
guess-
Tyorrength. It would give Tyorrength the
It's actually
ability
from
to
Fancy
hit and run if you wanted to.
Yeah,
Look,
I
let's
guess
just be
I'll-
honest.
Right.
They are the boots of lag.dnd.
I mean,
I mean, you
Yeah,
can't
you-
say you haven't been
Well,
absolutely.
so
basically-
the one advantage that this has for me is that what I have right now is if I attack someone, they don't get attacks of opportunity on me until my next turn. But if there's multiple, so now I can move through multiple people more easily. Before it was if we're fighting one individual, it's really easy for me to move around.
but
Yeah.
if
So
you're
these
in a group-
I'll find uses for these. Yeah, I'll find uses for these. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'm ready to get hustling and tussling.
Yeah.
and what item went to everyone? Sorry.
I took the necklace.
Okay. The boots went.
I took the
to-
boots.
Okay.
Kledash took the gloves, and Tyorrgeth took the axe.
Okay then. Whilst you're all doing that, I might as well just
Interesting.
attune to the plus the The Mastery Gem, the Ion Stone I've had on my inventory for fucking ages, and I forgot about. Ion
you
Stone
go.
of Protection to give myself +1 AC.
We'll be back.
There you go. You're now attuned to your Ioun Stone of Protection. Coming to the end of your long rest, as it's interesting. So, with your experience with the dome, right? Inside the dome is always a sort of pleasant, warm temperature, and normally what wakes you up is the dome boom, blinking out and sudden temperature change. This room is warm, so a couple of you actually come to wakefulness, have a moment where you're like, oh, the dome's still up, I've still got time. And then you look up again and realize the dome's not above you. You're like, wait. So, as you come to wakefulness in this unusual space with no light, with no, like, natural sunlight, because where you are has no windows at the moment, you, wrap up the rest of your things. Efferil, you come to wakefulness with a start, as you do.
Yeah. I was gonna have like a bunch of things prepared for me waking up, but I haven't done that.
That's
So
right. You come to wakefulness with a start, and that's the noise you make. Exactly like that.
I prefer screaming in Hank Hill.
Oh. Okay, so the day question mark is yours. It was like 2 in the afternoon when you guys long rest. It doesn't matter though.
well, we did take a lot of damage in one go.
Also
Almost
in
dying.
this
Massive
Takes a
blood
lot out
loss
of you.
does make people tired, yes.
yeah, also in this space there's no natural sunlight, so it doesn't really matter, but just for
Oh,
the
like a
record.
submarine. Wonderful.
I want to check out the trapdoor that it came out of.
Are you sure about that? Are you
Okay.
sure there's no more stuff down there?
I mean, the trapdoor's still open. None of you closed it. So
Fair enough. I mean, if
Yeah, that's what I
more
wanna
things
check
were
out.
there, they'd have probably attacked us.
Yeah, we
Good
never
point.
actually looked at that.
okay, so
So,
you
yeah, let's-
Efferil, sorry. As far as the bubble pipe that you just asked about in the chat, you can have that. That was the idea. Was Ion attuned from it?
Yeah, that's why I asked in
Anyone
the
wants
chat so we didn't have to constantly disrupt the actual chat anymore. So,
okay.
I've got one more achievement, so I might as well
So-
take it.
Who has the amulet of attuning? Or the ring of attuning? I think.
I have the mastery gem.
No, the. Anyway, sorry, it's
take
unrelated.
one
Oh,
of those
the thing-
slots and
that
then
actual-
slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the gloves of attuning, I think it was.
You're talking about the ball?
Is it? It's the problem.
the ball
with the problem with this item is it's a generic item and it can apply to any mundane item. So I don't remember what mundane item I put it on.
I'm pretty sure it was a ball that like circled, like orbited the person.
Yeah, that's
No,
Kledash. It's
it's
the
not the Ion
attunement
Stone.
slot that gives you an attunement slot. It
Yes.
doesn't do anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have the sphere of attunement with you. That's right.
Yeah, I think
Wilson
rules.
is there to bring me comfort.
Yeah.
Oh, it has a name now.
It's Wilson, of course. What else am I going to name it?
So you you guys finish up and you prepare for the day, close up the apparatus and make sure it's all, nice and, well, as tidy as you can be in this place. Returning back to the room, you go back and it's interesting, last night, well, quote-unquote night, the body of this creature had been sort of starting to slump over. The internal mechanics and magical clockwork mechanism on the inside ground this little quasit to meat, basically into ground meat. You notice as you walk out of that creature, of the Automata Devil, only a shell remains. There's this sort of, it almost looks like a snakeskin type, like a very thick leathery snakeskin that was sheathing around the outside of this creature. Spread out across the ground is a black sticky ichor material that it appears to have mostly melted into over the course of your rest.
Can I search it?
Yeah, sure. You can search what remains of the Automata Devil. Sure, make an investigation check.
You know what? I'm gonna skip
Yes, you
over.
can search the puzzle.
I just want to search the trap. I don't care about that thing's body.
Okay.
Lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it.
Please do not consume the dead body juice.
I don't want you to. Please don't.
Why are you guys? You're acting like I said something about eating it. Literally, everyone except for me has said something about eating it, especially Efferil. So.
Efferil's been silent.
I said it ate someone else, not what?
Alright, so I'm gonna check out that trapdoor.
As you think, you hear the gears in your head. No, you don't actually have gears in your head, but I thought it was funny for the visual. Anyway,
I don't know. Let's ask the Mind Flayer. He knows what's in his head.
Yeah.
All he knows is not brains.
Not brains. That's the important part. Not brains.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go over to the trapdoor. The trapdoor is open. Looking down, there is a stairway that leads down into a lower space. Are you investigating the trapdoor itself, the space around it, the stairs? Like, what are you looking for?
The stairs.
Stairs?
Just I want to. So this is probably gonna be perception, not investigation. I want to know where it's going, I guess.
Okay, yeah, make a perception check. I will say you can see down to the next floor. It doesn't go very far. But I'll see how much detail you see after that, so go ahead and make a perception.
19.
19? Yeah, the stairway goes down to the next floor space, and it's interesting, the floor that you're on right now is like this sort of granite, flat stone material. Stairs going down are this same granite stone material. The floor down below is smooth, flat, and appears to have some kind of metallic sheen to it. And as you look a little closer, you realize plates of metal have been bolted to each other to cover this floor. There's nothing immediately in your view that you can see from the top of the stairs, but you can tell that this room has been either reinforced or deliberately built with a metal sheathing around it for some reason.
Okay. Everyone, I'm going to go down and just check it out. I know we want to check out that secret door, but I want to see what's down here. Because I think this probably doesn't go very far. So I'm going to check that out real quick.
We can go and see. I forgot the voice I used for this character now. Shit.
Just bob your head back and forth when you talk. That'll get you the right accent.
Ooh.
That's my secret for... Anyway. So, is anybody else going to be doing anything else while Dásos is doing this?
Kledash would like to check out the area where he pass-walled through in the closet.
I'm going to go with Kledash to check out the area for the door.
You know what? Yeah, sure. Let's go with Kledash. It seems safe.
Okay, so it sounds like pretty much everybody's going to Kledash to examine the room. Not the room.
I think I'll follow the other Dásos.
Okay. Yeah. So before we split up, I'm not going far.
Great idea.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not going far. You guys, please don't go far, and we'll just report back, I guess, on what one of these probably goes further. I don't know which one goes further yet.
Okay.
I do hope one of us doesn't find the perilous end.
So I'll just
perilous end comes for us all.
Just to sort of keep track of where you guys are, I'll split you apart like that. So sorry. So I'll go back to the first group. The group that's upstairs.
Thursday group.
God, I wish.
Bring in the other group.
Bring the other group in right now. Just two sessions at once.
Yeah. I mean, anyway. That's
do the crossover.
That's for years from now. Anyway, so
It's going to happen at some point.
Kledash, Tyorrgeth, and Enten, you head back toward that first sort of secret passageway that Kledash found. And Kledash, you get to the opening there. Looking back, it looks, the space that you're in is this sort of storage closet. It's about 10 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
The passageway behind it, I mean, you've seen secret passageways before. Normally they're like pretty rough cut, obviously not there for flair. This looks like it originally was part of what is now the closet. The walls are smooth, the ceiling matches height and everything, and it goes back about 10 feet and then curves to the left.
Narnia.
Okay. Before we do anything, I seem to remember there were ball bearings all over the floor.
Yes, there was a small crate of ball bearings and just...
I remember I took some.
Thousands
Does anyone
of
else
ball
want any
bearings.
ball bearings? Just out of curiosity. If anyone else wants any. Are you hungry,
I
Tyorrgeth?
don't have a bag of holding on this character, so...
Bruh. They're ball bearings. Brother, please, no.
Alright.
I already get my daily iron.
I don't know.
Okay. So...
Yeah, we'll go further down.
All right. So you continue on down this passageway, and sort of following out to the left, it goes about another 10 feet, and it comes to a wall with a small little slot in it about eye level. There is light coming from the other side.
Interesting.
I don't know.
So
I
there's
don't
a
remember,
whole
Kledash, did you
island.
actually pass through the wall?
I used pass a wall to go through
I use passwall to pass the wall.
the wall. Although it's so shallow, I don't know if we want to do that another time.
I mean, I can just push open the door.
Yeah, I was about to say, Tyorrgeth, have at it.
Yeah, alright.
And if Tyorrgeth doesn't work, we have Demolition Crew.
I mean, we
You
have
asked
the
how
best
big the room was. I
demolition
said I cast Fireball.
How well did it work the last time you did that?
Sufficiently.
We
the wall
bursted through the
became not a
wall.
wall.
It was quite effective.
So what are you doing?
I'm guessing we're already past the thing.
Have at it, Tyorrgeth, get through the wall.
Oh
to be-
right,
You have to be more specific than thing.
the wall. So is it time to burst the wall? Give me the sledgehammer. It's time.
Do you have a sledgehammer? 'Cause
I
is a
remember
hammer.
someone having a sledgehammer.
that is a thing. That is an actual thing you can buy in this game.
Yes,
I
it is.
know someone in the group has a sledgehammer.
One,
believe
it's a
it's
Warhammer.
Is it one of the three of you, though?
I'm
no, I
sure
have
the
a-
Warhammer will work.
I mean, I have a regular hammer and a crowbar in this character.
Yeah, I just have a regular hammer.
Well, will a Warhammer work effectively as a sledgehammer?
I mean, if you want to do damage to a wall, you can.
Yeah, pass me the Warhammer, buddy. It's time. We're bursting through a wall.
Don't say it like that!
Do you hand Tyorrgeth your?
I hand him the Warhammer.
Okay. It is still
of
attuned to
note-
Enten, so
I know. I'm not
I
gonna
can
be
only detonate.
firecalling. I'm just using
That's in
it as
his
a
hand.
Warhammer.
it is still a warhammer.
Grenade!
However, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Yep, I have, and it is a natural 20.
What?
Cool.
No.
Go ahead.
All gone.
So, because of what this is, instead of rolling 2 dice, for damage. Roll 4 dice.
Okay. Which dice does the Warhammer use?
Well, how many hands are you using to hit with it?
I'm currently using 2.
Die 10.
Oh, 4d10.
Plus strength.
Oh.
Oh, it's also a +2, so 4d10 plus strength plus 2.
He doesn't get the +2 because he's not attuned to it.
Right.
4d10 plus strength. It still, since it's a martial weapon, I also get. Oh wait, no, proficiency is for hit.
Proficiency
You also
is 2
crit,
hit.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
4d10 plus
a
4. Let's see what I get.
martial weapon is just a classification of weapon proficiency.
This wall is gonna be so dead.
20, 21,
Yeah. Really glad that you were dealing this damage to my Automata Devil last session. Oh wait, you didn't.
35.
Okay. You go and you swing the Warhammer. The wall looks like it's made of stone, and as you slam toward it with all your might, the weight of the Warhammer actually carries you through the wall.
Oh no!
The wall itself is only about an inch thick, and is not made of stone.
Well, it's
So you
done.
through the stone, and the wall is now pulverized. There's just dust everywhere in the space around you. It almost looks like a clay dust type. And you blink and shake your eyes out, and you look around, and there's now a Tyorrgeth-sized hole in the wall. That and Dásos and Efferil, you hear from behind you, and you look back and you see a giant hole, a Tyorrgeth-sized hole, bust through the wall behind you. This passageway leads back into the room where the trapdoor is.
Oh.
Oh.
Probably less
Seems
intended.
pointless.
Probably less intended to be a traveling room and like a traveling passageway, and more of a spine passageway.
Now it's both.
Now it's neither.
Totally thought this was gonna lead to like a whole antechamber sort of deal, but
I thought this was gonna be cool.
Not every
shit.
secret goes somewhere.
Well, it does go somewhere. It just goes somewhere useless.
Totally
Well,
Kool-Aid man.
it
through the wall.
depends. If one of your spellcasters that had line of sight spells was in there, they would have been under total cover that whole combat. But someone decided to go back out the other way. Anyway,
Well, I didn't want to get any more baddies coming after me. so.
that's a legitimate concern. No, I'm fucking with you.
Half concerned about like silence casting and all that other stuff just to cover my tracks.
Yeah. So Efferil, and I'm gonna get those two names mixed up. They're not even similar. They just start with E.
Yeah, that is very much a mood. I blame the guy who was new.
So
Hey, technically you should be using different name ordering.
How does he get Efferil and Dásos mixed up?
That's a better question.
That's not.
Yeah, that one's a conundrum.
Why do I hang out with you guys?
You love us, really.
You enjoy our company and degenerate jokes.
Guess you Kool-Aid man, my drywall walls.
It was worth it. It was funny.
So while this chicanery is going on, Dásos and Efferil. Dásos, are you just like creeping down the stairs? What's you doing to get down there? You got about maybe 3 minutes before Tyorrgeth Kool-Aid Man's through the wall behind you. So.
Hey Efferil, let's chat real quick before we go down there. I have a feeling that maybe if we wait 3 minutes, things will be different. What do you say? What do you say, Efferil?
I mean,
What?
sorry, you actually threw me.
I
Damn,
beg
man.
your pardon?
It's very difficult to roleplay around you sometimes because you just completely throw me.
You chose to come with me. Do I intimidate you?
No!
You're a robot! Robots shouldn't be intimidated by anybody! Listen, we gotta patch up this friendship of ours. Because I suspected that something was going on with you for a long time, for longer than you even suspected something was going on with you. So you should really trust my intuition. Has it been 3 minutes?
Sorry.
No.
I blame Dásos' looks and feminine charm.
Yeah. Alright, well. Listen, Efferil, I'm gonna sneak on down there, and if I die, I want you to know, you and I, good friends. And with that, let's roll. Let's roll a little.
Okay.
What do I want to do? Move silently? Sure. That's not a thing anymore, is it? Stealth. They call it stealth now.
It's
Oh,
considered a
it's
stealth
4.
check. It's essentially the same skill set.
21.
21. Okay. Creeping down the stairs, you sort of carefully step each way on the way down. And sorry.
And then I use the Boots of the Winding Path to snap back right next to Efferil, and I look him right in the eye. Yeah.
Okay, you get down to the second to last
Stop
step.
laughing, goddammit.
And like making eye contact with Efferil as you're reaching for the last step, you boom, bamf back, and then you're standing next to Efferil.
You coming with me? Mr. Robot?
I literally cannot start roleplaying because you just...
Well, are you gonna
You,
come down the stairs with me?
you
Yeah, I'll
wobble
follow
down.
you. That's not a problem. You just wanted to stealth, it seemed like, so... Whatever. Yeah.
Oh, come along anyway.
He swoops back up to the top
We'll
in a
stealthing.
loud
I'm not
manner.
stealthy because I'm not a stealthy person.
Alright.
Not gonna bother with it.
Okay, that's fine. I don't think we really need to worry about it that much. Alright, so head down together, I guess?
I mean, I can try stealthing. Well, you have
No,
plus
that's,
four?
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I'm gonna stealth now.
I mean, I didn't hear anything when I was like listening down there, was I?
13 on stealth. What? How does that? That's what I'm doing. Let's go.
Alright, perfect. We're sneaking.
Sure, you're sneaking. You're sneaking, sneaky breaky sneaking.
Oh, we're sneaking now, huh?
Okay, getting down to the bottom of the stairs. As you get to the
No,
bottom of the
I
stairs.
snap back to the top of the
50
stairs.
Okay, you snap back to the top of the stairs just in time to hear as Tyorrgeth busts through the wall behind you.
Well, I think that's gonna make a few modifiers to my stealth check.
Efferil, you just reached the bottom step, and as your foot contacts the bottom step, you feel it shift slightly under you.
Oh no.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
21.
You better be good at it, you robot.
21. Okay. You ducking quickly out of the way. A dart comes from somewhere to the side, strikes the wall next to you, and as it hits the wall, which is more or less made of stone, you see it dissolve into the wall, and just sort of goop starts pouring down the side of the wall from whatever this thing was.
I'd like to find the dart trap. That sounds like a very useful poison. Or acid.
Okay, you start looking around the space.
Yes.
Okay, just taking a quick glance around, you see the space itself is relatively stark. There is, as I mentioned when Dásos looked down,
Dark
the floor,
or dark?
I'm sorry?
Dark or dark? I didn't hear
I mean,
you.
both, but it doesn't matter. Darkness doesn't matter to you.
That's why I asked.
So you're looking around the space here, and you see the floor has these sort of sheet metal bolted into it. So do the walls. So does the ceiling. And about 20 feet away, straight out from where the stairs are, you see actually embedded into the wall one of these archways. You saw this circular archway before in the Grand Master's sanctum. behind his throne. This one's smaller. It appears to be
What's the dimension gate?
more well defined. This is one of the dimensional gateways. This is the dimensional gateway that Qualish was describing. To one side, you see a small cylinder about maybe 12 inches long, 6 inches in diameter, affixed to one side, or affixed on top of this device with a small, very, very faint sort of red glimmer in the center of this glass cylinder. Similarly to the dimensional gateway that you saw before, there is a panel next to it, and next to the and down below the panel is a what appears to be flat stone or metal surface with a four-fingered handprint etched into it.
Okay, do I recognize the hand?
Make a history check.
The species of the hand. Have I seen that hand in the last week or so?
No.
Okay, well, here's a
just come out
history
and say
check
it.
up.
No, you haven't. But you can make a history check to see if you
20.
know what species it's from. I'm sorry?
20.
It is not of any species that you
Still
recognize
no.
or that you have encountered.
Alright then.
I mean, it's
You're
roughly,
really confident of it.
It's roughly human-sized, and it's roughly, well, human warforged, whatever, humanoid-sized. But you can't think of any race in particular that has 4 fingers. Because this isn't Dragon Prince, and elves don't have 4 fingers.
Hey, guys, I think I've found that portal thing.
And it's at this moment that you hear as Tyorrgeth busts through the wall, and now all the timelines have collapsed together.
Tyorrgeth,
Oh,
you
no,
need better
timeline is
swinging
collapsing.
posture.
I mean, I got us through the wall, right?
The event
You're
was
not
observed.
wrong.
The waveform has collapsed.
Also, did someone hear anything from down in that hole? Did Dásos say something? Or Efferil say something?
Dásos, you would have heard it clearly. I don't think anybody else would have heard it clearly because of Tyorrgeth's noise, but Dásos, you would have heard it clearly.
Heard
Okay.
what?
I would have started running up to see what the noise is, because there was a noise.
I would have heard what? The Tyorrgeth crashing through the wall?
No,
Efferil.
you hear Efferil
Me saying stuff.
Oh,
saying that. Yeah.
I see.
What
All right. So
did
Efferil,
you guys do? Why is
start-
there a hole in the wall?
So hang on, Efferil. You start
Long
running
and-
up the stairways.
long
You
story.
hit the bottom step. The step shifts. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Hell yeah, you gotta get these boots.
I was looking for the dart trap. Why didn't I find it? Whatever.
Uh,
I rolled a 6 that time.
You did. Okay. In your haste, one of the darts strikes you right on the side, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution saving. Actually, shit, I don't have
Regardless,
Constitution saving throw. No.
regardless
14.
of the 14. All right, hang on. You do take 4 points of piercing damage as this dart strikes you. You take, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, hang on. I didn't have enough
God.
dice. I didn't have enough dice out for this.
That is the worst thing you could possibly say.
I literally opened one die tray. I only had one die.
That's not the point.
And it's more than one of a single die, so I just didn't have. Anyway,
That's why I carry 3 packs on here,
let's see.
all time.
So you take 1, 7, 11, 13 points of poison damage, and you are
Those
poisoned.
6. And
Correct.
no, I'm not.
Resistance.
Because you are immune to being poisoned as a construct. Not as a you're a humanoid, but anyway, it's a feature. So yes. As the second time that this happens to you, you look over to one side, and about 10 feet away. This isn't in the stairwell itself. This is actually on the wall, away from the stairwell. You see a series of holes. You see 4 vertical holes. Now you know where the darts are coming from. But taking that in stride, you run back upstairs to join the rest of the group.
Can I have my Warhammer back at least?
Yeah, I'll pass him back the Warhammer.
Where does this passage lead? Just right through the... Oh. Oh, hey, Dásos.
Hi.
Hello. That was something.
Turns out the secret passage goes nowhere useful.
Why did you feel the need to... Well, you know what? I'm glad you're here. Because it sounds like Efferil may have found something.
I found darts. Ow. But
Well,
yes,
did you at
I
least hit
found...
triple 20?
What?
Never mind. Must not have it on this plane.
What are you... Huh?
I didn't hear what you said.
It's a horrible pun that did not connect at all.
Because
Oh
we didn't
no, it's
hear
a
it.
great pun. Don't tell yourself any different.
Anyway...
So what did you find down there other than darts?
Found the dimensional portal thing, I think.
Interesting.
By the way, watch that bottom step. It's a doozy.
What do you mean by doozy?
As in, it shoots poison darts at you.
Yeah, that scans. It is a doozy.
That's an issue. Gonna have to stop that somehow, huh?
Just jump over the step.
I sorta look at myself, then look at you, and then look down the hole.
Are
Okay.
you going to look at this, then?
Sure, I'm down to go look at the dimension door.
I thought that's what we were looking for.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, Qualish did give me instructions on how to hopefully retune it to get one of those soul shards through it.
He gave you the location of one of the soul shards on... Oh god, it was in the
Human plane?
Feywild, I believe.
Plane of slimes? Yeah, the plane of slimes.
Yeah, on like level...
The 666 layer of the Abyss.
Oh, so it was the devil number. I'm like, surely it's not 666.
No, that's literally where it's from.
The only major question is, was I given explicit instructions on how to retool the dimension doorway to Zupa us there?
I'm sorry, did I write down... For some reason, I don't...
Do
Sorry.
you need notes?
I have notes. I have notes. I have so many notes. The problem is I have too many notes now, and they're not well organized enough.
Sounds like a you problem.
So I would say no. I don't believe Qualish gave you specific instructions on how to operate the dimensional gateway. He just told you where it was.
Okay. Well, let's take a look and see if I can't get us to floor 666 of hell.
Okay. You head down the stairs.
I will make an attempt to jump over the bottom stair from
Oh.
the second bottom stair.
Okay. You don't have to make a check, you're jumping over a step. You jump over the step.
So many
check
DMs
anyway.
would make me make a check for
I'm
that.
pretty sure an
I'm
infant
just used
can
to it
make
at
that
this
jump.
point.
Also, I would like to argue that I would have known that that step was going to do that, and I should have not been hit by the poison dart that last time. But whatever, I've been hit by it.
Yeah, you didn't say so. That's all.
I would assume that. I mean,
Anyway.
okay.
Sorry, no, I'm just yikes. Looking at something on the Discord server that is not what I thought it was.
Sounds like a random ominous dice roll.
That wasn't me, for the record.
Oh.
No, that was me trying to figure out where the D10 is in this set of dice that I've never touched.
All right, so you make your way down into the space. You all see more or less what has already been described. This smaller, more compact dimensional gateway is actually embedded into the wall itself. You can see, as I mentioned, you see a small cylinder with sort of a glowing red spark in the middle to one side, a panel above that is currently blank, and the metal or stone panel with the four-fingered handprint below.
Oh, it's something.
I'm gonna try and put my hand on the handprint thing.
Okay. You go and you touch the panel itself. As your hand contacts the panel, your fingers don't quite align, but it's fine. The handprint itself begins to glow like this deep, sort of dark purple-blue color. And the panel above, which at this point you're familiar with the panels from Qualish's laboratory and from Gloin Nahir's sanctum as well. So it's less of a surprise at this point that these things are capable of displaying images and shapes. The glass panel up above illuminates,
Doom.
and depends if it's been compiled for souls. So you look at this panel. Everybody else, you see this panel illuminate this sort of dull gray color. But that's not what I want to do. But Enten, on this panel, superimposed on this panel, you see a series of glyphs and shapes and what appear to be some kind of a almost an interface, but it's in a language that you don't know.
Right, I forgot I don't read this language.
I do.
Do you mind being a translator for a hot minute?
Sure.
Okay. So
I translate.
well, so you can't see it. So Enten, you take your hand off the panel, and Efferil, you put your hand on the panel. And same thing happens. The panel illuminates. Everybody else sees this sort of like gray, just dull light. But Efferil, you can see these words and almost instructions appear superimposed. At the top it says choose your difficulty. Now,
I googled your problem. It says you have connection issues.
yes, it says you have internet connectivity problems. No, you. The words and the sort of different symbols on the screen seem to indicate a type of status report. And you can translate the words, but you don't know what they necessarily mean. Like transdimensional.
It's like looking at it's like looking at a highly technical science document.
Right.
I know what the words are, but they mean nothing to me.
Just what's the order that they're in doesn't mean anything to you. Like transdimensional shunt, and you see.
That sounds vaguely insulting.
Soul draw 10%. Whatever that means.
Yes, it runs on electricity.
Yeah, it appears to run on some kind of electricity. Except this is not actually electricity. This is so much worse than electricity.
Soul juice.
The souls of the damned.
But not
and
damned.
At the bottom of the panel, you can see a series of symbols that they're not. It's not words, so it doesn't translate into anything. But at the end, it says Feywild.
So if I had to guess, soul draw 10% would mean this thing doesn't have much energy left to transport. And interdimensional shunt seems like the thing you're looking for in terms of actually getting this to get us where we need it to go.
Next to interdimensional shunt, you see the word inactive.
I think the real question would be, if we use it, are we going to be able to go back? Are we going to have enough power?
I mean, given what I'm getting translated, inactive is just, we can't use it in this manner, so it doesn't matter at this point. I think it needs more power to do that.
And how would we get more power? Where even is its power source?
If I had to make a guess, I'd say, given it's talking about soul power, we need to put a soul shard in this, but we're using this machine to get a soul shard.
Which is completely different than rocket power.
So...
No, fine, whatever.
Looks like we're gonna have to sacrifice some people.
I mean, as far as I can tell, this thing is not usable for our purposes.
Enten, make an intelligence check for me, please.
Raw intelligence?
Yep.
Oh, intelligence.
5.
Not just strawberry, it's rawberry.
5.
Okay. Carry on.
Thank you, critical one. So yeah, if I had to guess, this thing doesn't seem to serve our purposes, but it does have a soul shard in it somewhere. Probably.
We were going to
You
use
do-
this thing to get a soul shard, though.
do-
If it doesn't have a soul shard, or it's not powered enough, then how we need the soul shard to get the soul shard.
As you're... So, Efferil, with your hand on the panel, as you're
I
saying
think I
these
get what you're.
things,
I think I get what you're saying.
taking a glance up at the panel, you see the words, the bottom line start to scroll away, and in its place, oh god, I've already forgotten the name of it. Hold on. Oh no, it's in this.
If I
I remember what page this is on.
If you mispronounce it, are you going to accidentally summon something?
Yep, probably.
Yeah, are we about to have an issue?
Oh, it's not the. Sorry, it's not the 666th layer of the abyss. It's the 222nd layer of the abyss. Excuse me. Which is 1/3 as bad as the 666 layers of the abyss.
Yay!
You see Jublex Slime Pit scroll across the bottom instead,
Huh.
which is where the ooze is from. You were told by Qualish.
Did I program that in? It was originally the program to the Feywells, right?
It was, but as you were thinking about it, it changed on the panel.
Oh,
So it's thought activated. Neat.
that sucks. I don't have them. I don't have many of those.
I mean, do you want to
That's
try?
when a joke fails. But hey, what?
Do we
Yeah.
want to just try and hit the interdimensional shunt button and see where we end up, or?
You
Do you
are
think
telling me
that
it doesn't have enough power.
I mean, given that you're saying it's inactive and at 10% power,
I will
odds
say,
are.
you guys do recognize the cylinder that's slotted into the machine. You only saw it briefly because Efferil flipped the table that it was on when you were fighting the Lich, but one of these was in Qualish's laboratory. And when it shattered on the ground, the energy that was inside it was absorbed by the Illith Lich. Then when you killed the Illith Lich, that energy was used to power Qualish's new body.
So, are you suggesting that I destroy this cylinder? I mean, I can do that.
I'm just describing what the cylinder is. I'm not giving
It's got
specific
red
instructions.
gooey goo in it or something.
Yeah.
It has this sort of like this red miasma inside of it.
Yeah, red juicy goo. Pure soul energy. We can go back. We could go back and talk to Kledash and see whether or not he has another of these cylinder things. I'm guessing they're the soul batteries or something.
I mean, we do have a pager.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we?
Just fire over a message saying, "We found the door. It's at 10% charge. Interdimensional shunt is inactive. What should we do?"
Stop. 10% charge. Stop. What the? Stop.
You use the sending stone to cast the sending spell,
Yeah.
and using the 25 words at your disposal, you explain that to Kledash. And,
It actually sounded like there was a typewriter in the background. A second there.
No, you, roll a d20 for me. No modifier, just
That's
d20.
That is an ominous sentence.
That doesn't sound good.
What was the roll? Efferil?
What? You asked me for a roll. Sorry.
Yep, just roll a d20. No modifier. Just roll a d20.
4.
Okay, good. The message gets through. Sending has a 5% chance of failure if you're sending a message across planes. So there's a pause. You send the message off. And you receive back, "Just think, and you'll go." And that's all he sends back.
But I don't have the ruby slippers.
Just no. I just facepalm, because thanks, Kledash.
I mean, we did set the destination.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, we did, but that was not the problem we were having.
Maybe we just think activate and it should just work. Who knows? Maybe he's saying 10% is enough, even though the ring says it's not.
Did the readouts change when we changed to a different dimension? Maybe certain dimensions cost more energy.
No perceptible change in any of the other lines.
Well, I suppose we have to just go for it. And I try to activate the portal.
We just send it and hope it works.
Okay. It's hard to express a sentiment in words, but you do your best in this sort of conscious thought. And as you start to form the thought in your head, there's a low vroom, and the surface on the inside of the dimensional gateway suddenly turns into an opaque black.
I think it's working. I take my hand off the console.
Yep, it remains.
What does the readout say in terms of power left?
I put my hand back on the console. What
You
does it say?
Put your hand back on the console. It's remaining at 10%.
Cool, so at least it's stable.
Who would have thought that a brain would have brought a machine made by using brain power?
Well, seems like the door's open correctly.
Does
Shall we?
someone want to go through? I should probably stay here for now at least, because I can use this, apparently. There may not be another way back.
Do you want to go first, Dásos? Because I think you can zoop back out here if anything gets real bad, right?
Or we can use rope.
Absolutely. Send me through. Let me go. I'm gonna do it.
Alright then, let's tie some rope around you.
Alright.
Okay,
How much rope do I have?
you step through the dimensional gateway.
Well, I got a rope tied around me first.
I got 50 feet of rope.
Yeah, I mean, tying a rope around you and using your boots just means you have 2 lifelines rather than 1.
I could use a lot.
Yes.
Yes, you're literally going to hell. Better to be safe.
Well, we don't know that.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Well, in theory, you should be
Okay.
going to hell.
Yeah, exactly. You hope I'm going to hell. We don't know anything for sure yet.
So you
Alright.
you tie a rope around Dásos' waist, and
Make a use rope check.
yeah, you tie a knot around Dásos' waist. It's fine.
Alright, everyone.
This isn't Pathfinder.
you've all-
You don't have to roll for knots.
That's a 3-5 thing, use rope.
It's 3-5, aka
Yeah.
Alright.
the beta version of Pathfinder. But yeah,
Alright, friends. I'm off to explore new worlds. The first person from this party to step foot in another dimension, I'm ready to take on this honor, and I'll report back.
Oh,
And-
go to hell, you verbose pirate motherfucker.
Okay, that's a bit much, But I respect where you're coming from. It was a lie. I did lie. Anyway.
Before I ship you in
I use
myself.
Mage Hand and
Please
push
go
him
through
through.
the door. We don't know how much
so
energy is left.
you use Mage Hand and you push Dásos through the door, through the gateway.
Tell
Yes.
Fungus he's my favorite.
Okay, you
Fungus.
push
Long story.
you push Dásos into the dimensional gateway, which is currently labeled Shadakla, which is the
The hell?
Jublex's pits.
Yep. The hell of slime. Which isn't as hell if you're depending on who you talk to.
So two things happen.
No.
Two things happen. Right?
One, we get demonetized.
Well, first there's a music
It's
change.
already happened.
No, so 2 things happen. One happens to the rest of the group, and one happens to Dásos.
Oh no.
The rest of the group, you watch as Dásos steps fully through, as she is fully immersed. It's like stepping into a wall of water, is what it looks like. Just zoom right through. The rope snaps as she's all the way through.
Hell yeah.
Dásos, you step into the gateway, and you feel a weird quirk. Like, you feel like a hook has latched onto something just below your navel and yanked you in a direction that doesn't exist. And there's a moment of just cold. Just this freezing, bitter cold. You're finding it hard to catch your breath. And just as you start to look around, your feet contact the ground. Whatever this ground is. Looking around, the space that you're in appears to be almost like a grassy meadow. looking up at the sky, it's sort of this sort of dull purple-blue color. You see a long streak of what you can only assume to be stars of some kind running across the length of the sky. Looking a little closer to the ground around you, you realize you're not standing in grass. You're standing in these sort of greenish blue mushrooms. And the space around you extends for about 100-ish feet in every direction, at which point you see what appear to be some sort of a wood or trees or things like that.
Alright, I drop into a low crouch and I pull the gem out that lets me see if people are perceiving me.
Okay.
Right, the gem of can you see me?
Exactly.
You pop open the Thieves' Gem. It's called the Thieves' Gem, by the way.
Don't give a shit.
You pop open you pop out the Thieves' Gem, and just taking a quick glance at it, it is glowing sort of this dull, low green.
I scamper to the wood.
Okay. So running off across in that direction. First, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you get across in one direction and your foot hits what you thought was ground and sinks.
Wait, so there's no...
Oh, an easy 5! That's a natural 1!
Nice. So
Okay.
there's the portal isn't like behind you or anything like that. I may have zoned out there.
So your foot
Wait.
sinks.
Inspiration!
Okay.
Please don't roll another one.
Here's your inspiration.
Bada bing, bada boom. And that's an easy 12.
12. Okay, better.
You still fail.
Your foot slips down into the dirt like this sort of divot almost, but you manage to catch yourself and keep going. You see, as you're a couple of paces away, you see this cloud of spores puff up around where you were, but you're already gone. And you get to the edge of the wood, and sort of slowing and stopping, you put your hand up against one of the tree trunks, and you realize it's not a tree. It's got a soft, spongy texture to it, and looking up, you realize they're just massive fungal growths. They're not exactly mushrooms with like caps, but you can see they've got like turkey tail coming off one side, and at the very top is sort of the cylindrical structure.
Hold on. I forgot to roll for what I can read today. It doesn't matter. I'm saying this out loud so I don't forget after the next long rest. Okay, so I'm by the mushroom forest now.
Yes.
What does it feel like when I touch it?
It's sort of this squishy. I mean, there's a bit of resistance. It's like you ever pushed against like a tree, that's mostly rotted through, so it's got that sort of spongy texture, but it does have this firm sort of structure behind it.
Okay.
That's sort of what it feels like. Like you feel like if you push hard enough, you could probably push it over. But it is keeping itself up.
Okay. Alright, so now behind me, now that I've gotten out of the open area into the cover of the mushroom wood, do I see the gate?
No.
Hell yeah!
Oh
See
no.
ya, losers.
Oh well.
No, I'm a little worried.
How long has Dásos been in there?
Hooray, we finally got rid of Dásos. Now we can wander off and go get Fungus.
At this point,
Good
it's
luck.
been about 5 minutes. So you guys, panning back to you guys on the material plane, the rope snaps as Dásos steps through.
Well, this is an issue. This is an issue, isn't it?
I'm sure she'll be fine.
We sure?
Well,
No,
shit.
we should probably go after her.
That's what I thought.
Yes. The only problem is getting back.
I think that's her problem too.
It'll be everyone's problem in about a minute.
I mean, if this is the way to get back, let's just send it. I'll go through the portal.
Okay.
Then take this. Kledash is going to hand Enten more rope.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Right. Yes. Mine is currently in pieces.
Well, specifically, 2 pieces.
It's still pieces.
I've got 2 50-foot segments. Try not to run out.
I don't think I'll run out so long as it doesn't snap between. So long as it doesn't break when I jump through the portal for some reason. Well, I'll try and bring Dásos back and make sure that it's safe to traverse this area. And I'm gonna hop on through.
No.
Okay. So you, Okay. Yeah, you, hang on one second. Just a whole bunch of Bitcoin scam bots just joined main chat, so I'm going through and banning them all. Give me 1 quick second. Sorry.
Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it?
Ban.
It's the 3rd time, I think.
Ban.
That's impressive.
I mean, I gotta be,
3 times, huh?
gotta be,
gotta be
give them
efficient.
credit. There's like 30 of them that just joined, and if we didn't have a bot explicitly designed to handle with this.
Yeah, 30 in like a minute is more than enough to trigger.
Most servers would not be able to handle this because most servers don't have raid protection.
Or
Sorry.
Sweetie Bot.
Unfortunately, we can't prevent users from getting DMs, which is
Well,
thanks Discord.
we can only if they get shunted into the welcome room after the raid thing is set up. So, because they can't see anybody else. Okay. Anyway, there we go. Sorry, you were saying. I was busy dealing with that. You stepped through the gateway? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I got some rope from Kledash, and I'm gonna step through the gateway.
Okay. It tied around your waist and all that?
No, not tied around my waist, because it snapped last time.
Okay, just holding it?
Yeah, I just got a reload on rope.
Okay. You go and you walk through the gateway. Similar... this is actually a familiar sensation to you, as you have once before been forcibly shunted from one plane to another. And you know what to expect, so you catch yourself on the ground. Dásos, you look about 10 feet away from where you started. You hear a... And suddenly, Enten is just there. Enten, you're looking around in this field of fungi. And across the way, you see, toward this sort of forest of mushrooms, you see Dásos.
I'm gonna look around for a return portal.
Make a perception check.
Please don't be another natural one. Thank you, game. A natural 2. I don't see shit, Captain.
That's fine, there was nothing to see, I was just fucking with you. No, there's no portal around you.
So there's no return here. That's unfortunate.
Enten,
So does
Enten.
the rope that
Over
he
here.
has, it
over
burns?
here.
Yes, I see you, Dásos.
Come over here.
So
I
I'm sorry,
moved
I'm
Dásos.
a little lost. Were you holding the rope and like Kledash had the other end of it?
No, I have 100 feet of rope in
Oh,
two
you-
segments of 50 feet added
you
to my
just-
inventory.
Okay, you just had 50 feet of coiled rope. Got it.
Oh, I thought we were tethered. Oh, okay.
Oh. Do we want to run it back and say you tethered it to me?
I thought that would be the logical way to do it if...
Well, here's
I
the
mean, I
question.
assume that someone was holding it.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it also snapped the moment I jumped. The moment
Here's the
Dásos
question.
jumped through.
Do you want a 4-foot segment of rope and a 46-foot segment of rope? Because that's what's going to happen if you step through the gateway like that. The rope's going to snap again.
I mean... I was... yeah. Yes.
So now you
'Cause
have
that was
a...
what was supposed to happen.
Now you have a 46
Okay, so
segment
you
of
did
rope.
want to actually. You did want to actually tie the rope to me. Okay.
Yes.
Now you have a 46-foot segment of rope instead of a 50-foot segment of rope.
It's not gonna
And
be
now I
clean
have
in
a
my
4-foot
inventory, and I hate
segment
it.
of rope.
That's fine. You can just use a sheet bend and put them back together. Although if it's hempen rope, you can just splice it. Call it a day.
I should
So
totally do that.
this looks like the place, right, Dásos?
Looks like the place?
You know, the slime dimension.
I don't know.
Shh. It's a shame that there's no way to get back.
There's no way to get back.
I mean, looking around, I don't see any return portal. And now that I'm actually experiencing it, the verb shunt generally means one-way travel.
Oh my god.
So, slight problem.
Oh.
Would have
So-
been nice to know before we sent someone through.
So as you guys are having this conversation on Shadakla is where you are. The other three of you
Another snapped rope.
the other three of you watch Enten step through and gone.
Wow.
Efferil, you're monitoring sort of this readout, if you will.
Yes, I am
Timing-
keeping an eye on that. We were keeping an eye to see whether or not power levels or whatever dipped down dramatically.
The soul draw is still maintaining at 10%.
That is a depressingly worthless number if it doesn't change.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's telling me there's not enough information and then
I'm
not
sorry.
enough power, and then its power
Um,
doesn't change.
Sorry, I forgot. Completely forgot to... Oh, Jesus, I keep kicking the camera. I'm sorry. I completely forgot to do this. Dásos, roll a d4 for me.
Oh no.
Oh, if you need me to.
And
Let's see.
Enten, roll a d4 for me.
D.
Show me high number.
It's a 4.
4?
I can't roll above a 2 today. This is a 1.
Well, in this case, it's good for you. Dásos, your hit point maximum is reduced by 4. Enten, your hit point maximum is reduced by 1.
Who gives a shit?
And, wow, I'm completely blanking on everyone's name today. Efferil, you watch as the soul draw increases from 10% to 15%.
Oh.
No. Now I understand it.
And it did happen in increments as Dásos and Enten stepped through.
Oh, I would have got warnings when... I would have mentioned that when Enten went through... when Dásos went through. Words are hard.
Yep, it would have bumped up by 4 when Dásos went through. And only 1 when Enten went through, because Enten is smaller. Because as
I
we
mean,
all know...
to be fair, I'm probably going to bump it up by 1% too if I go, so...
Yeah, but 1% is more relevant for you.
I of course mentioned that with the rest of the party.
Yep, you mentioned, hey guys!
Can I... Is there like a bar or something that's going down slowly? Is this as the draw is going up? Like a power level? A battery symbol?
It's So this panel has very little iconography except for the symbols along the bottom.
Do I recognize the symbol along the bottom? Actually, can I just think? What's the power level right now? Or how much power do you have?
Over 9,000! Sorry, I couldn't fucking resist.
You hear Vegeta!
What does
No.
this counter say?
As you sort of think these thoughts, you look to the side and you notice the cylinder, the glass cylinder with the reddish energy in it pulse momentarily, and then the panel clears, and one line along the top states sufficient soul draw maintained. That's all it says. And then after a moment you are sort of thinking about what that means, the panel wipes again and returns to its original readout. Fortunately, there's not a lot of iconography. Iconography would be more difficult for you to understand, given your talents. Words at least mean something.
Does anyone know how to read wingdings?
No.
Yeah,
No.
if any of you know who W.G. Gaster is.
I know who they are.
That was
I just am not too deep into the theory community.
Beware the man who speaks in hands.
We're not doing this. I'm not pulling out the translator again. I genuinely have a PNG for this, and it's annoying.
Anyway.
Why do you have a Wingdings translator?
So, what do you guys... I mean, you could just change your font to Wingdings. That's a Wingdings translator. Bam! Microsoft Word. Anyway, I'm getting off track. What are you guys doing? Those of you on the material plane have heard this mentioned by Efferil. Those of you not on the material plane, you feel this sort of... As you were traveling through, this sort of pull, this tug in a direction that doesn't exist. You feel a little frailer. Not a lot, but enough that you like hit the ground and you're winded for a moment. No, sorry, you don't take 4 points of damage. Your hit points maximum is reduced by 4.
Oh.
Oh no. That's
Allow me to reiterate that.
Your hit point maximum is decreased by the number you rolled.
Yes, and in Enten's case, your hit point maximum was decreased by 1.
hope.
And I'm assuming this is an irreversible effect.
Greater healing?
As far as you know. It's not damage.
Well, enjoy making my graphic for next session.
Why?
My max HP dropped. That's your problem.
Oh, on the card. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was confused. I was like, is your character model gonna change?
No, I don't have 1 max HP.
Alright, so
my job to die quickly.
what are you guys doing? What's the plan?
I'm assuming it's not a great idea to go in after, so probably what do guys? I have no idea.
Well, bearing in mind, the only correlation you know right now is they stepped through and the soul draw went up. You don't know anything else. You don't know whether they got there safely. You don't know anything. Maybe you should have sent a spellcaster. Oh wait.
We did.
They did.
I don't do any of our spellcasters have sending?
Here's a question. Oh, you know what? This is gonna get weird.
That's annoying.
I have a question.
Sure.
Questions are bad.
No, this is gonna have to be out of character too. This discussion.
Is it a whole thing, or is it something that you want to do on stream?
No, this is a theory. Dásos has the
theory?
boots, doesn't she?
Say again?
Hell yeah, I have the
Has
boots.
doesn't she?
do.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Is the portal technically affixed to a certain point from its egress destination, or is it...
I have to be able to see what I would snap back to.
Yeah, it is a point that you
Yeah.
can see that you've occupied.
Yeah,
with the
I
last-
thought about that too, but yeah, I have to be
Yeah.
able to see.
And they have to have occupied it this turn, and it more
Yeah.
than a turn has passed.
Yeah, it's definitely been
So-
too long anyway.
Yeah.
Right, it does have a time limit.
Mhm.
Damn.
Wow.
That's a good thought, though. It's a really good thought, but unfortunately, no.
I think I'm just gonna get used to Mushroom World.
Wait a minute.
It is an issue.
All right, can me and Enten do a little poking around?
Sure.
All right, so we don't
Go.
see Enten. You don't see a portal here anywhere, do you?
No.
All right, then it seems like we gotta go find one. All right, perception. What do I see around me? I'm looking everywhere. I'm scanning the horizon.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
It's gonna be +9. 25.
25. Looking around this space, this is all very alien to you. Looking around, you can see just sort of up into the, I'm going to call it a tree line, but you know what I mean. Looking up into the tree line, you see a series of what look to be almost bridges of fungi, like shelf fungi. We call them turkey tail here in New England. That bridge between the different fungi. Looking across the field, looking down out in the direction that you came from, every so often you see a little puff of what appear to be spores of some kind, which you had dodged, making your way over. And Enten hasn't moved anywhere yet, so Enten's not under threat of this yet. But and across the way, you can see the forest in the direction that you went are these like thick, like you remember Redwood National Forest?
Yes.
Like that size. That's how enormous these things are. But looking across in the other directions, they look to be much smaller. The ones above you are sort of this brownish yellow color, and the ones in the other directions are more of a blue-green color, similar to the color of, I'm going to describe it as a meadow, but you know what I mean, but just a lot taller and a lot bigger. And looking around, just trying to get your bearings, you realize, you look down to the ground and you look up, you realize you're not casting a shadow. There's no sun. There's no single point of light. Just the whole sky seems to be illuminating this space. And there are
True
shadows. But there are shadows, but straight down. Alright, so you activate...
Yeah, I want to use I have 1 minute per day of True Sight, past the veil.
Okay, you activate the past the veil ability of the Sogren Eye, and you hear excellent, boop, and then your vision shifts, and all of the colors. You have the one eye that's just seeing normal, but in your is it your left eye?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, but just for description purposes, your left eye's vision shifts, and looking around, you can see a fog sort of blanketing the whole field. It's coming up to just about Enten's neck level. And looking up at these trees, you can see, it's interesting, there's almost like this shiver as you look at them. They seem to not quite fit where they're supposed to be. I don't know how else to describe it. You do also notice, looking down at you from one of these shelves, you see a small, what appears to be a squat humanoid figure. But their head is sort of, instead of just coming to a slope, a smooth spherical point, blooms outward. And into this sort of wide, flat top, this sort of grotesque sort of sneer smeared across its face. And it's just looking, it has one hand up and is just staring down at you.
I wave.
Okay, you wave at it.
Who are you waving at?
Because you can't see it. It kind of starts slightly, and you see it glance to one side and scurry back out of sight.
Enten, I'll be right back. I chase it.
You chase it. Okay.
Don't
Make-
leave me here.
So make a perception check, and then make a dexterity check to see if you can keep your eyes
13.
on it and also not trip.
Do I get any kind of... I don't know how True Sight works. Do I get any kind of bonus to perception or anything?
Your DC has changed slightly because you're able to see threats that you would not otherwise be able to see, but your bonuses don't change.
Okay, well, so I got 13 on the perception, and an 11 on the dexterity.
11. Okay. You start to take off after this thing, and, you're doing a pretty good job of sort of keeping yourself upright, but there's a moment where it ducks around one of the columns, and you're just sort of coming around a corner, and you catch your foot on it's not even a root, it's just like a divot in the ground. And you've hit the ground and tumble, and when you look up again, you take a moment and look around, and you're not able to see it again. Enten. Dásos pelts off into the woods and out of sight.
I would like to try and follow Dásos.
Okay, so you hustle on past. Enten's not... Excuse me, Enten. Dásos is not making any attempt to hide herself, so it's easy enough for you to keep tabs on where she is, at least, if by sound, if nothing else. But I would like you to make a dexterity check, please. It's a saving throw.
Oh my god, a double-digit number for the first time today.
Yay.
That's a 15.
15? Okay. Yeah, same thing. You feel yourself you feel your foot going toward what looks to be a solid patch of ground, and you sink slightly, but you manage to catch yourself and keep going. Glancing over your shoulder, you see a of this sort of like reddish brown dust or spores popping out of the ground behind you. Your movement speed is lower than Dásos's, so she is quite a distance away from you, but you sort of generally have an idea of where she is just based on the sound. As you reach the edge of these woods, you can see her off in the distance, and then she turns the corner and you see her eat shit. And completely biff on that one. Cutting back to the material plane. It's been roughly 5, maybe 10 minutes since the last time anyone stepped through. What you guys doing?
So, on the one hand, we don't know if they're alive. On the other hand, the plot won't advance if we don't go through the portal.
Oi!
Oi!
You see...
Shut up, voice in my head.
You see Efferil start having blood coming out of his non-existent nose.
He doesn't have
Blood that he totally has.
The blood that he totally has starts coming out of the nose that he totally has.
As even leaking transmission fluid.
As the meta starts getting too strong.
I cast Vicious Mockery on Dásos.
Dásos is... Are you on that plane?
No.
So,
It still hurts my feelings.
You sneeze as you feel somebody cursing your name.
Alright, so what's the plan?
Problem is the drain is at what it's at, so it's gonna be really hard to justify what's going to happen if we go through.
All you know is that
They
the
were-
numbers go up as people go through.
If they were fine, then they would have come back and reported to us, but they are clearly not fine. But I don't know if that means that they are currently dead or not. I mean, that's it, really. I don't have a reason to go through this portal because I don't know if they're alive or dead.
The other piece of information you guys do have is the rope snapped when we went through. Both cases.
So, I mean, that you can assume means there's no way out.
I mean, we can assume that you disappear and the rope doesn't come with you. Which means that you can't... It's not, like, an open portal.
Of note...
It's a doorway that closes behind you.
Yeah, something of note, Efferil. This is less something that you observed and something you've been able to infer. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. Like, no warning messages or anything popped up when they walked through. So, you gather either something's going very right or something's going very wrong. And you're not sure which.
Yes, that's exactly it. Like, there might not be any warning messages, but I might have sent them to the wrong place. I might have sent them to a giant pit.
And as you think those words, giant pit appears on the screen. No, I'm kidding.
I got through there. Can I, like, think up different commands? Or I'm going to think up different commands, like camera or view or visible portal or are they okay?
What is this word camera? But you think viewpoint, and as you think the word viewpoint, the black opaque shifts, and it's not transparent, but you do have this sort of blurry field of view, and you see this sort of green meadow down below, and you see off in the distance these little specks, whose colors you only recognize because you spent so much time with them. You recognize Enten's robes. You don't see Dásos at this point. She's already off in the woods, but...
God damn it.
You guys are seeing color now.
Yeah,
well, that would have been useful. I'm guessing this means that but one of them is alive. That looks like them there, pointing to the dot. That looks like Thing. I forgot his name already because I'm very good at remembering names. And it's on the screen. Thank you. Efferil. That's Efferil over there.
As Efferil over there sees Enten through the portal.
Yeah, you see, you'd see Enten's robes only because they stand out. You know, a lot of the coloration of this plane on the other side is sort of greens and blues and browns, and you see Enten's sort of red, well, like deep maroon gold robes stand out starkly. If it had been anyone else, you wouldn't have seen them because the colors just wouldn't stand out enough, but the contrast is enough for you to recognize it.
No, I don't have... Like, message is the only... is the only... I don't have message on this character. God damn it, that's annoying. 8 cantrips, none of them are message.
That's an issue.
Also, message doesn't work transdimensionally.
Oh,
You're thinking of sending, which is a 3rd level spell?
I don't have that either. Not really at my Warlock skill level. Alright, well, it looks like at least Enten is alive. Though very far away in 5 minutes. I suppose I can get pretty far in 5 minutes. Should we go through?
Might as well, but let me double check something. Kledash is going to pull out the Gem of Navigation and think of Enten's name.
It's going to point towards the portal, or
so you're casting Find the Path using the gem. So Find the Path is specifically to a fixed location that you're familiar with on the same plane of existence.
I'm gonna have to redo my notes because I have a very, very slimmed down version.
Yeah. So basically, what the gem allows you to do is once per day you can cast the spell Find the Path. And it doesn't require concentration.
And now my notes are updated. Thank you. But yeah, no, our best bet is basically just to follow. So we gonna do this?
No. Anyone else?
Hearing no
I
response.
can think of many reasons not to do this, but we should probably still go through. So let's go through.
I feel like someone should stay on this side that can actually do the things to control. I mean, it feels the safest, you know?
It's not going to be me. Kledash goes through the portal.
Okay, so you
Oh.
step through.
Please don't
I-
roll 4.
Go ahead and roll a d4.
Wow.
I got a 1.
You got a 1. Lucky you. You now have 37 maximum hit points instead of 38.
Be prepared for a lot of greater healing.
You lose 1 to your maximum hit points.
Does that immediately affect our hit points if we had max HP?
Yes, you drop. You can never have above your maximum hit points unless you have temporary hit points. So yes.
Okay. Because that's the only interaction where I don't necessarily know how it wants to work.
Well,
If you
looks like
suffer
I'm
maximum-
doing this.
Okay, Tyorrgeth, you step through.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll
Yep.
a d4.
Alright, let's hope this goes okay. 3.
Bring your maximum hit
Yeah,
points.
I
is
now have
reduced by
80
3.
hit points. That's an issue.
Okay. Efferil, you're standing. Last one standing on this side of the portal.
I don't think we are going to need someone over here. So, I'm just going to go through.
Okay. You take
You
your
want to
hand
roll a
off the
d4?
panel. Nothing changes.
Yes.
Seems to be doing all right. And you go and you step through. Go ahead and roll the d4.
1d4, you said?
Mhm.
That one. Is that a 1? That's a 1.
Is it a 7? No.
It's,
Um,
well, that particular dice is new, I haven't learned to read it.
Okay, your maximum
So
hit
that's
points is
1
reduced
for
by
my maximum hit points.
Yep.
Does that reduce my current hit points?
Yes.
Yes. So if you're at max, you're now -1 because your max is now.
But I'm not at
-1.
max. I took damage.
Oh, in which case, no. If you took damage, then you're at wherever you
That's
were.
why I asked the question. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that reminds me.
We're in the portal. What happens, DM?
So you guys have you each stepped through the portal. Now it's interesting. When you step through the portal, your eyes are sort of tracking a fixed point on that you can see. And as you step through, your vision kind of shunts to the side as you don't actually land right where the portal was looking, right where the viewpoint was able to see through the gateway. You each land about 20-ish feet apart from each other in the middle of this field. Enten, you hear as suddenly your 3 friends have
Hello?
appeared in the field behind you.
Hi.
And I get to take out all of my mushroom people minis. I'm kidding. Not yet, anyway. So yeah, as had been described, you're in what can only be described as what may pass for a field on this plane, except instead of grass, there is this sort of these mushrooms everywhere. And
Do I
looking out-
recognize the type of mushroom?
Make an extra planar, make a nature check to see if you
right.
recognize these extra planar mushrooms.
That will be that'll be an 18.
You do not recognize these mushrooms.
Ah,
They
Wow.
are so far beyond anything you've ever seen.
huh.
Oh
The-
man,
the
I did
mushrooms
have an
are made of
Illithlich mini.
mushroom.
Sorry. Yeah, so you guys... Yeah, you don't recognize these. Not even a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah, watch out. The ground's a bit squishy.
That's a word
And
for it.
Dásos is currently going very fast in a direction.
Do we know why?
I saw her wave at something and then run.
Oh no.
Out of curiosity, this is out of character DM. What are the most abundant looking mushrooms in the area? Like something that looks medium sized but also seems abundant.
Make a perception check. Just like you're looking for similar things that you're just kind of repeated. Like
Yeah.
all of the red mushrooms or all of the blue, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, make a perception check.
Oh, 7.
7. There's a lot of green. There's a lot of blue. You definitely... What stands out to you is you see a number of these like small puffballs, but they're definitely not the most abundant. They just stand out the most because everything just sort of... They all sort of look to be the same kind of mushroom. Just maybe different variants and shades.
Okay. So I guess Kledash will take one of the puffballs, one of the red, and one of the blue ones, assuming those are the two most abundant colors. And Kledash is basically going to slice them in half and take one of the halves and rub a small portion on a different spot on his forearm.
Okay, so you take each of these, slice them, and put them against your scales?
Basically. Do you here's another question. Do you know what I'm doing?
Seeing if you're allergic?
It is, well, yes, it's a survival tactic for edibleness of plants.
So starting with the green, you said green, blue, and the green, blue, red, and the puff mushroom?
It was just the blue and the red, but
The
yeah,
blue and the
there's
red.
basically, yeah.
Blue and
Yeah,
red.
The blue, the red, and the puffball.
So you cut the cap off of the blue and sort of lay it against your forearm. It doesn't seem to have any effect. You put that one to the side. You cut the cap off the red and split it and put that up against your scales. Make a Constitution check, please. Constitution saving throw.
This is why you give all these types of things to the big...
15.
Yeah, but the dragon's doing it.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You feel the flesh beneath your scale start to swell up a bit. It doesn't damage you, or it doesn't cause any pain, but it's definitely, had you not had the constitution you do, it probably would have caused some damage.
Then the puffball.
Okay. You go and you take your dagger and go to cut through the puffball, and as the blade sort of nicks the surface, it blows and explodes into your face. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
10.
10. Okay. Hang on, I gotta pull up the thing for that. Give me 1 second.
Funny, puffballs are usually edible in our material plane.
Okay. So
Depending on their, process. You don't want to eat them when they're sporing up like that.
Yeah. Okay, you cough it away. Nothing appears to happen right this second. You kind of have to rub it out of your eyes. It's basically like getting a face full of sand, just right into the face.
Fuck thing.
but otherwise you seem okay. Probably don't want to do that again, but it seems okay.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna store the the full blue mushroom for later inspection.
Okay, so you tuck the blue mushroom away. As this is going on, what are the rest of you guys doing? As you pop into this field.
Just
I'm
looking
thoroughly
around.
confused.
Is Dásos still running?
Dásos has face planted in the dirt. Dásos, are you standing up?
Yeah, I stood back up. I was actually waiting for you to come back to me to... My true sight is gone, right?
At this point, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so... yeah, I'm gonna be looking to go back the way I came.
Okay, so you head back, in that direction, and, you run into, Enten again, and looking past Enten, you see the rest of the group, sort of popping in one by one into the field. You get to have a great view of of Kledash as he explodes a mushroom on his face.
Does it look good to me? Do I want to do that now?
Probably not.
Roll a charisma check to
Roll a
decide
do
whether
I
I'm
want to
gonna
do this check? Probably
I got a
not.
7. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I don't think that would be smart.
Hey Enten, sorry for running off like that. I saw someone real strange in the trees, I think.
Yeah, because you waved at the ceiling and then hauled ass into the woods.
Yeah. It is a really weird ceiling in this room that we're in right now. The great outdoors, they call it. Let's head back to the party and I'll tell everybody about it all at once. I'm glad to see they all came through. Oh boy. I think I'm getting allergies from these mushrooms. I'm getting allergies in real life and I'm gonna play it up. Give me mushroom allergies.
I mean, sure.
I don't
Hell
think you
yeah.
want that in a place of mushroom only.
I want a -1 on all checks. All checks. As long as we're in this dimension, I want -1 on everything because of my...
I mean,
That's up to you to
Allergy.
fudge your own
You
dice.
Done.
you can have disadvantage on Constitution checks to stave off exhaustion. That can be a thing.
Mushroom allergies. Alright, cool. Sorry about my allergies, everyone. Alright, so I'm gonna head back to the party.
Okay, so coming up to the edge of the forest, you see the rest of the group starting to pop in. Do you guys make your way to the edge of the forest? Do you run over? Like, how do you meet up with the group?
Me?
No, the other three that are currently
I
in
see.
different places around the field.
You know, I'm actually gonna stop at the edge of the forest and see if they'll come over my way.
Okay, yeah, because Enten is there with you as well at the edge of the forest.
Cool. Okay.
So the other three.
I mean, I'm
What?
basically gonna look for them.
Okay, yeah, I mean it's
What?
It's
You
easy
haven't
enough.
come back. You came to us, and then you went away from us. We haven't had a chance to do anything.
No, he
Just
came
did
back
come
and he
back.
said, "Hey, he's on the edge of the forest. What do you guys do?"
Oh, okay. I go do.
And then nothing happened. Okay, so the
I'm
three of
sorry,
you-
I missed it. You
I mean,
clearly
it's-
weren't loud enough.
It's easy enough to see where they are. They're the only humanoids within eyeshot.
The only ones that you guys can see with your regular human sight.
Yeah, imagine not having enhanced symbiotic creature eyeballs. Okay, so each of you go toward the edge of the forest. since nobody specified that you're going carefully, I need all of you to roll dexterity saving throws, please.
We wouldn't have known that there was a thing, so that makes sense to me.
That's fair.
I'm gonna roll my d30.
I mean...
I picked it up by accident.
Divide by 3, multiply by 2. Bam.
Dexterity saving throw, you said?
Correct.
DM, I got a 19 1/3 on my dexterity saving throw.
16.
I got a 9.
Alright.
17.
So all of you... Oh boy. All of you except... Every time with you. All of you except Kledash, you managed to pick your way across the field. Kledash, your foot sinks into the ground and you actually catch yourself and you turn just in time for a burst of spores to hit you in the face. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm the one that has a specifically high dexterity saving throw. I just want to point out.
Yeah, and you keep getting low rolls on them.
Yeah, my dex is 2. That's my dex save.
7. Speaking of low rolls.
7?
Yep.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
You take... Fortunately, it's just d4s, but it's a not insignificant number of them.
Oh, jeez.
You take... Wow. 3, 6, 9, 12. You take 12 points of necrotic damage and are blinded.
Ah, wonderful.
Oh, sorry, plus 3. 15 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, 15. Ah.
And are blinded
Okay.
for 6 seconds, and then you're not blind anymore.
Okay.
And then you kind of, as your vision comes back to you, you are able to see the rest of the group, and you see the path ahead of you appears to be clear. The rest of you watch as Kledash seems to be taking a liking to these mushrooms as he takes another burst to the face of them.
And you stop fooling around. Our friends might be in danger.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. As he picks himself up.
Alright, you pick yourself up and you limp to the edge of the forest with the rest of the group.
Are you not concerned about being blind?
He's not blind anymore.
Oh.
It's
Never mind.
the effect is blindness until the end of their next turn, which...
Oh, okay.
When you're not in combat, it's just...
6 seconds, yeah.
Hey, everybody, walk carefully on those mushrooms.
Can we hear you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all
Right?
right next to her. You're all right next to her. You're all...
Oh, I thought you ran off pretty far. Sorry.
No, we came back, and
She came
that's
back.
when, yeah. Enten was
I
calling me into the
really
woods.
missed that part. Wow. Okay. Sorry.
She came back after she lost sight of the sprout.
In which
she was
case, I don't say
following.
my last line. I genuinely thought they were much farther away.
I mean, I also thought Dásos, was still going, and I didn't see Dásos actually trip and fall.
So I was chasing the guy. I'm about to in character explain it, but just
That's
for
fine,
your
yeah.
benefit, I was chasing the guy that I saw in the trees, and I could only see him with true sight anyway. And my true sight only lasts for 1 minute, so I couldn't get that far before I could literally not see him at all anymore. So, and I lost sight of him and tripped anyway, so I don't even know how far I followed the. Also, I don't know why I'm saying him. I don't even know if it could be a mushroom. I have no idea what it is yet. Anyway.
How dare you assume his gender, you shitlord.
Yeah, it's not even like a gendered thing. It might not have gender. I have no idea what the thing I saw was.
How dare you assume his gender, Ember? SMH my head.
That's a spoiler right there. Well, I'm glad that you all made it here. As you can see, my dimension does have a lot of mushrooms. and you're going to be want to be careful of those. I don't know if any of them are edible or not, but yeah. So I used my little eye, my sweet little eye, Sogren. You might remember Sogren from when he talked to us. He still can't talk, but he's in my eye now. I used him to.
I would be very weird.
You hear hello?
Yeah, you guys want to talk? Sogren, tell him what you saw.
I saw what you saw.
Okay, Sogren, you tell him about the thing with the head, the flat head.
It looked like a cat,
It looked like a cat.
but it wasn't
It's a weird cat, Sogren.
It was a real
Sogren,
weird cat.
Okay, alright, that's fine. You know what? You're right, yeah. It did look like a weird cat. So, Sogren helped me look up into the trees, and I saw something up there watching me, and I tried to signal it to see if it was friendly in any way, and it ran away, so sorry, Enten, for running off without saying anything. I was running after that, trying to catch it, and I lost sight of it and fell in the woods, so I don't know anything more than that, other than that here in my dimension there are apparently some things that are watching us. So, and I can only see it with the eye activated. So there's got to be.
There are sentient and sapient life forms in here.
So it seems like little kitty cats running around watching us.
I'm happy I didn't see this thing. I don't want to know what weird mushroom cat you found.
I have to imagine you're going to see it again, but
I would prefer not to.
So is this thing like a jaguar cat, or...?
oh, like a little kitty cat, like an alley cat, sort of.
It was like a house cat.
Oh,
size,
cool!
yeah.
So you can punt it like up to 30 feet in a pinch. Perfect. They shouldn't be too much of a threat.
We don't kick cats around here. Not in my world. No.
Hey, I'd prefer not to.
On my good Christian server.
On my
Correct.
Christian Minecraft server.
Has anyone else found out anything about this? What's going on here?
No, not a whole lot, although I
is a
did a
weird
couple-
mushroom place.
Does anyone know how we're gonna get out of here?
Nope.
I mean, if we're being sent here to find a soul shard, surely there must be a way back.
Well, we can ask thing's name when we get another day for the sending the pages to work. I assume that I said that, but in English. We can wait a day for the thing that we have to reset, so we can talk to the guy again. You know what I mean?
So tomorrow
Yes.
we're gonna send a message to Qualish.
Yes.
That.
And ask him, like, yo, we're stuck here. How do we get back?
Do we know if it works transdimensionally?
I guess we'll find out.
It should.
You cast sending to him while he was in his workshop.
Oh,
which is,
right.
which is a pocket dimension, so you imagine
And
so.
also has a different time zone. Time.
And also has a different time flow. Yes.
That's the word.
Do any of you have that still, or is it like out with the apparatus? The
What?
little glass sphere that contains Qualish's laboratory.
I think we left it with the
Yeah,
apparatus.
I didn't explicitly
We
take
left
it for sure.
in the workshop, if I remember correctly.
No,
I took
the
it
actual
in-
workshop sphere.
Yeah, I know.
took it in with me when I went into Qualish's dimension. That's what happened.
Well, we can't bring it with us into Qualish's dimension. It has to be in the apparatus to.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Infinite
Okay.
recursion.
yeah.
It's putting the universe inside the universe.
Okay, I'll just assume it's out with the apparatus then. I just wanted to check in on that. That's all.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter immensely. I just wanted to keep track of where that was.
Pretty sure we left it in the workshop back in down Gloin, but
I actually do think we put it somewhere relatively secure, like underneath a brick or something.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. He asked you to hide it somewhere. That's right.
I mean, we're gonna hide it in the ooze dimension just to shit all over Qualish, but or no, it's an Axie. Sorry.
We actually might need to go and visit him again
Him and
in
his
person.
fancy
So
map.
we'd like to keep it somewhere where we know where it is, but he does, but no one else will.
Can't find his cousin in an extraplanar location, can he? What good are those maps now?
Yeah. By the way, when you guys, just as an aside, when you guys stepped through the portal, you know how Anaxi has been tracking you this whole time?
He can't track us anymore.
Yeah, the beetles just freak the fuck out and have no idea where you are.
I'm just imagining.
So Anaxi is like scrambling around trying to figure out what's wrong with the clockwork ink beetles right now.
If only we had the sending spell, and we
Anyway.
could tell him.
Map like downed P51s.
Oh, he could sending spell us, couldn't he, if he really wanted to?
Yes. If he really wanted to talk to us, he would just send us a message.
I don't think Anaxi has...
That's his problem.
Yeah, but he has wizard friends.
Yeah, hopefully those extra gnomes that he keeps around are sorcerers or something.
All right. So, did we see anything like a road? Any? Did I notice anything when I was in the woods? Right now, it seems like we're just in a field that's surrounded by woods with nothing
More or less.
pointing anywhere.
I mean, you did, as I said before, you did notice the... you did notice, like, these bridges up top that the thing was jumping across, and they do seem to have a structure to them. They don't just... They seem less random the more and more you look at them. Maybe they grew in randomly, but the ones that have been utilized, I guess is a good way of putting it, are the ones that are still standing and not crumbled down and broken.
What do you mean by utilized?
I don't know how to explain this, because you can't really see, there's no, like, creatures right around you, but just sort of looking at them closely, there's a lot of those, shelf fungi that are bridging across, and a lot of them are broken, but the ones that aren't are distinctly connected to each other.
So could I, like,
seems-
climb them?
You could try. They're about 25-30 feet up. But you can try to climb up to them. Yeah, there's definitely, just looking at the mushroom, you could either, if you have climbing tools, you could dig holes into the mushrooms, or you could attempt to find handholds naturally.
Tyorrgeth, can you help me climb this? I want to take a look around.
Tyorrgeth?
Tyorrgeth, you want to throw an elf? You want to pick up an elf and throw an elf?
Sure. I'll throw it. I'll launch an elf across somewhere.
Cool. That's all I like to hear.
All right. So I guess I'm rolling strength now.
Are you... what are you doing? Let me...
I'm trying to get up on top of a mushroom to look around,
Okay,
and I don't care how I get there.
So Tyorrgeth, what are you doing to do this? Are you
Apparently he wants
saber-tossing
me
her?
to throw an. Yeah. Apparently they want me to throw him. So I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
Okay, so you pick up...
This might be funny.
You pick up Dásos and you, like, get a running start to cave... Are you trying to caber toss her? Is that what you're doing?
I guess.
Okay, make a strength check.
What happens on a natural 20?
Well, you don't biff her straight into the dirt. That's for sure.
There's no dirt. Wait, is there dirt? I thought it was
dirt.
all mushrooms.
There's dirt everywhere. I mean,
I thought it was mushrooms all the way down.
under the mushrooms. No, there's not more mushrooms beneath the mushrooms. This isn't how planet Earth is. It's not turtles all the way down. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm probably gonna get some comments about that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you so it's Dásos. Make an acrobatics check, please.
Acrobatics. That's
Oh
right.
no, not acrobatics. The
Oh,
worst
he did a
skill.
1.
Because you got the height.
A
barely.
21.
So sorry, Tyorrgeth, what was your total? You rolled a 20 plus what?
4.
A 20, yeah, 24.
So 24. All right. What was your acrobatics?
21.
21. Okay, which is good because 25 was the DC needed for him to throw you without any problems. 20 was your DC to catch yourself without biffing into the dirt. So you get the height, and you do manage to get just barely your fingertips right up onto one of these bridges. It's an odd sort of squish as you squeeze into them, but you are able to hang there. And you have, fortunately, the upper body strength necessary to pull yourself up onto the what is the lowest of these cross bridges, the shelf fungi that have grown between the trees.
Okay, so am I above the, like, quote-unquote tree line at this point, or near it, or am I just, like, between two?
You're just between two trunks. These trees stretch up for hundreds of feet.
Okay, so what do I see from up here that I wouldn't have seen from down there?
Make a perception check.
Okay, if you need me to.
That
27.
That's the plan. 27. All right, looking down and looking around, you now see at the level you're at, it's a lot easier to see now. There are actual structures. Houses and buildings may not be the right word for it, but you can see railings and other structures that have been built into these trees. You can see some of the trees actually have doorways, or at least openings. There's no door on them, but the openings going into the trunk itself that you weren't able to see from the ground. And you don't see any living things immediately around you at the moment. But there's definitely, this is definitely an artificial space being carved out of nature.
And how close is the closest one of these?
One of what's, like the openings, or
Like just any inhabited, let's just call them structures, even though they aren't.
well, so the nearest opening to you is on one of the trunks that the bridge you're on is connected to, probably about 10 feet away.
Okay, we'll walk in.
Okay. You walk into that space there, and as you do so, looking around, you can see in this space 5, 6, 7 mushroom sort of how do I say this? Like mushrooms that are growing into the space itself. So like you're inside a giant mushroom, and there are, you know, what look to be 5 more of these mushroom figures growing out of the inside of the structure as well. There is dim light, but with your dark vision you're able to see clearly enough. There are various sort of carvings into the inside of the wall. It looks like, you know, this space has been hollowed out, but it's not been fully hollowed out all the way around the trunk and so on, so something has been making its way around. Yeah, that's what you see on the inside of this. And then on the other side, about probably 10 feet away, you see another opening leading out to another bridge.
How's the gem, the thieves' gem?
You take a look at that. It is glowing a bright red.
Alright. What about when I step back out onto the bridge?
Remains glowing red.
Okay. Alright, everyone, there's no one up here, according to this thing. Does anyone have a way to get everyone up here? Because this is at least some kind of shelter.
Do you think it'll take a rope?
If you throw me up a rope, I could, I don't know, do something with it.
Yeah. How high up is this?
I'm like 30 feet up, right?
It's about 25 feet, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, and I think with my starting gear I get like 50 feet of rope.
Yep.
I mean, we also have rope from Kledash. The 46 feet left that I had.
Yeah, it's either that or either you use your rope or we're going to use mine.
Yeah, I'll just throw up my 50 feet of rope.
Wait. Is it that? Sorry, Ember messaged me on the side, and is the thieves' gem the opposite of how I remembered it? I thought it was green for can't see me, or Green means someone can see me, and red means no. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Like a dull green or no color at all means that you can't be seen, but a bright red means that something is aware of your presence.
Well then, never mind. I rescind my,
Green good, red bad.
All right. Well, I look around myself very carefully for anyone who might be watching me. Then.
All right. This would be you checked the gem while you were inside the structure, so go ahead and make a
Yeah. So
yep, make a perception check in there. Just rewind a bit.
Another d20 plus 9 for a 21.
21. Actually, what is your? No, the perception's fine. I was waffling between perception and investigation, but perception's fine. Taking a quick look around, you don't really see any creatures.
Alright, I want to take a real close look at these mushrooms then.
Okay, investigation then.
15.
15. As you step close to one of the mushrooms, let's say one of the shorter ones, you look at it really closely, and you kind of turn and you look at one of the other ones, and you look back quickly, and it's shifted position but stopped moving.
Sogren? Hey, Sogren.
Yep.
Do you think this is one of the cats?
Could be.
Wow.
You meow at it?
Yeah, I meow at it.
There's no response?
I hiss at it.
There's no response?
I spit on it.
Okay.
Roll for initiative, I guess.
No, as you spit on it, as the saliva contacts it, you see it visibly, this creature now, that is indistinguishable from a plant, from a fungus when it's not moving, sort of takes a step back. You see like a pair of legs sort of split, and it takes a step back, and it starts, you just hear, and you hear the other ones around you are also like sort of standing up and looking. You see two like depressions where eyes would be, looking in your direction. They're not making threatening gestures, but the one that you spit on is clearly pissed off that you spit on it.
Alright, I take off my cloak, I place it on the ground gently, and I take a seat on the ground.
Okay, you sit down on the ground in front of them as they're yelling at you in their language.
Right.
They, as you do that, you sit in front of them. They kind of stop and look at each other, and there's a moment of silence, and you gather they're communicating in ways other than verbal or audible. And the smallest one that you had interacted with, sits in front of you. The others sort of step away, and you see the two largest ones that were about maybe 8 feet tall. Actually grow into the walls, and they fixate in place.
Alright.
I'm assuming we all see Dásos doing this.
Oh, none of
No,
you
I'm like
see this.
inside.
You're in.
No.
She's inside a building. None of you see this.
Oh.
Alright. I extend my hand very slowly, not even invading its personal bubble, just, as gently as possible, hold out a hand to it.
Okay. It doesn't do the same, but you see it kind of shakes its head a bit, and a small cloud of spores extends outward, and as it reaches your space, you have this odd sort of fuzzy brain sensation where your senses kind of shift, and you're having difficulty focusing, and then your mind clears, and you hear hearing's not the right word. You sort of get these feelings and sensations, but they're directed. You know that they're coming from this creature, and you sense its curiosity. It's wondering. What is your passive insight? So whatever your insight is plus 10.
Not much. Oh wait, I'm proficient in insight. Okay, 15.
15? You're gathering. It's trying to determine what you are. It's hard to get. It's hard to properly express an emotional sensation, but that's the sensation you get with its rapport spores.
It's rapport spores.
I'm not making this up. It's in the monster manual.
Wait, I like that a lot. Rapport spores.
That's the name of the ability. Rapport spores.
Cool. Well, then, I'll try to think elf thought. I'll think about my childhood in return and see if that transmits anything to it.
You start sort of pushing these feelings and memories toward it, and you get a sensation back that's it's otherworldly and hard to place, but then you realize it's expressing the word Fae to you as best it can.
I express the word almost to it as best I can.
Okay. As this is going on, I'm going to sort of cut this conversation off a little bit. What are you guys doing on the ground? Because you watch Dásos walk in a room and that's it. That's all you...
I guess, should we follow them?
I mean, I don't hear anything bad happening.
Yeah, but just because we don't hear something bad happening doesn't mean it's not happening.
Well, if you want to pop your head in there, I'm not going to tell you don't.
Yeah, I'll like pop in and see what's going on.
Wait, how are you going to do that?
You threw the last person you threw Dásos up there.
Okay, who else is okay with getting launched? I need someone to hold a rope. Like, anyone okay with tying a rope up there?
How far is it up?
Literally any other way. It's about 25, 30 feet up.
Question.
I have a grappling hook.
I have jump.
Oh, grappling hook and jump would both work.
You have jump.
I thought one of you had fly.
I also have fly. Sorry?
You had so many different ways of doing this.
Yes.
It was the most fun option.
And you chose Caper Toss the Elf.
Yes, because
worked.
it's a funny thing.
Sorry, just as an FYI, jumping, if you cast Jump, you would know the way the spell works. It's 3 plus your strength modifier. If you cast Jump, times 2 is how many feet you can go vertically.
3 plus
Doesn't
strength
jump
times
triple.
I believe it's double. Oh no, it's triple.
So
times 3.
It says a creature's jump distance is tripled. So
3 plus
vertical
strength
jump
modifier
is
times 3.
3 plus strength. Yeah, I can't jump that.
Yeah.
So it's 3 plus strength. So what's my strength? 7 times
Enough.
What? I think it's time for another. I think it's time for us to do something new.
Please don't miss.
I won't. I hope.
Please have some tact when walking into the house Dásos is in. Something might be weird. And I'm going to give the orc jump.
Oh yes.
All right, you go and
That's
you cast
one
Jump
way
on...
of doing that.
You cast Jump on Tyorrgeth, and Tyorrgeth, you don't feel lighter, but when you sort of flex your ankles in preparation for a jump, you feel yourself lifted. You're like, all right.
Wait, is it strength mod or strength score?
Strength modifier.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to check and make sure.
yeah, so it's 3 plus your strength modifier. So Tyorrgeth, your strength modifier is plus 4, so 7.
Yeah.
Times 3 is 21.
That's not 25.
The lowest you can reach is the lowest you can see nearby is 25. With that said, that's without doing a check. So make a strength check. Or make an athletics check. Just to try and push yourself that extra couple of feet. I will say the DC is not going to be as low as you think it is, but make an athletics check.
It's going to be like, what, a 15?
22.
22?
Yeah.
You go and you jump, your fingertips hit it, but just not quite high enough.
All right.
I thought that would work.
I did too. I genuinely did. So, any other ideas?
Oh, also, something that's interesting to note about the jump spell. Yeah, so you did a high jump. You just leapt 24 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
So here's the problem with that.
In layman's terms.
Jump doesn't reduce fall damage.
Yeah, it just says you go high.
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
Bad.
That's one of the things to note about the what do they call it? The grung, the frog people. They can jump themselves to death. Their high jump is really high.
Like the
But
frogs
there's no-
can kill themselves.
But there's no reduction in fall damage, so
Oh, no.
if you
They need feather falling.
if they
I'm
jump
just
enough
imagining
times,
that character. Just like, you can't take me alive. Jumps and it's
So yeah, so of note, just something to be aware of. You hit the ground and you're like, ah! It's like have you ever tried to jump and you land flat-footed and you just feel it all the way up to your spine? That's
Yes.
what just happened.
No,
Yeah.
I forgot that feeling.
Yeah, you're welcome. Not a good feeling.
Permanent frogicide.
No.
Any better plans? I will admit that one wasn't the best.
I mean, if that doesn't work, just send a rope up or a grappling hook up.
It's only 30 feet, right?
30 to 25.
25 is the lowest point.
Okay. I cast Mage Hand, attach the rope to the grappling hook, then use Mage Hand to just put the grappling hook somewhere secure, and then say, done.
Okay, so you use Mage Hand and you just place the grappling hook on the walkway, and then give the rope a good yank, and the grappling hook digs into the. Yeah. You've got a rope.
Remember to use Mage Hand.
You've got a rope that can climb now. Congratulations.
You think
solved
10
the
minutes,
puzzle,
sorry.
guys.
We
Yay.
solved the puzzle! This isn't a puzzle, but we solved it.
20 feet away, you see a set of stairs. No, I'm kidding.
if you did that, I was gonna choose violence.
You were gonna what? No,
I will
Then
choose
Dásos-
violence.
Then
So
Dásos
guys-
starts speaking up and says, I have a 30-foot ladder in my backpack.
So you guys climb up into the walkway, and you get up to the top as you see Dásos sort of sitting cross-legged. You can't see from the opening. You can see Dásos. You can't see anything else in the room.
I guess walk in.
But so I'm gonna cut away back to Dásos for a moment because we have 6 minutes left.
Oh,
Yes, we do.
Cut back to Dásos. As this is happening, Dásos, you can vaguely hear your compatriots' attempts. at getting up. And when the it's interesting when the grappling hook is dug into the walkway, you hear or you feel this sort of like sharp pain, and all of the creatures just sort of shudder momentarily. One of the large ones that had sort of embedded itself into one side detaches itself and walks around to the opening, and the rest of you guys watch as a large humanoid shape, it's not a humanoid, but humanoid shape figure kind of ducks under this small opening and stands about 8-9 feet tall at the edge of the walkway. The figure itself sort of gangly, you see a pair of rudimentary hands, and where a head would be, it sort of slopes up from where the shoulders are and up around into this sort of puffed up, almost like a popcorn look shape. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. And you just sort of hear, or you feel, it's sort of like a vibration in the air, which I realize is also an accurate descriptor of sound, but bear with me here. You sort of hear this low kind of hum, and Dásos, you hear this as well, and you turn to see, detaching themselves from several of the other connected trees, mushrooms. I'm just going to say trees because it's easier. You see more of these figures sort of detaching themselves and turning in your direction.
Towards me?
No, toward the group.
Okay, wait. So then I want to get up, kind of get between them, and think very calm thoughts, and put my hands up, and make sure everything's going okay. And I want to pull that grappling, because I felt the pain right when the grappling hook landed. I can put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
It's reasonable for me to think this hook may have inflicted some.
Well, I wouldn't say you exactly heard it, but you felt, and then you turned and you saw there's a grappling hook in the walkway. So.
Yeah, and I felt a pain when that happened, so now it's not metagaming for me to say, oh, it seems like perhaps they are connected to this.
It would be a logical assumption, I would say.
Okay, cool. Then I want to quickly but calmly and carefully get over and pull the grappling hook out.
All right, so you, I'll say for the sake of ease, the rest of the group is already up on the walkway. You go and you pull the grappling hook out. Now, the rest of you, as Dásos approaches you, she's not looking directly at you. She's almost looking like past you. And as she passes by, you notice there's a sort of orangish glimmer around her. Kledash, you in particular, sort of get this almost nervous sensation, just this sense as she walks past. And she pulls out the grappling hook and holds up and sort of... Kledash, you feel this as well, but the rest of the group does not. These sensations of, like, oh god, fuck, we know we fucked up, please don't hurt us, type. Just trying to assuage the situation. And you watch as 4 or 5 of the figures sort of lumber over in your direction, and they stop about 10 feet away. And I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's a sprout. The sprout that you had been communicating with, Dásos, sort of scurries up behind you and is just standing next to you with all of the other creatures around. By the way, it's like 2 feet tall, just for reference. It is like actual house cat size.
It's my little kitty cat.
Wow, you weren't kidding. That thing is a cat.
We will pick up their next session, because it's 9 o'clock. So...
I mean 2 a.m.
Well, 9 o'clock in the time zone that matters.
Oof.
So,
Bap.
the next Thursday session we're going to be running is on Thursday. The Thursday group.
The next Thursday session we'll be running is on Thursday.
I quit. No. Oh my god, it's been such. I woke up at 4 this morning. Shut up. It's been such a long day.
I woke up at 4, but 4 p.m.
Oh, that's not the same.
That's not the same at all. The next Thursday group is going to be on the 13th. By the way, my brain read 13 and said Thursday. That's why. Shut up. It's going to be on next week, the 13th. The Thursday group starts at 7. This Monday group's next game is going to be on the 17th of May. They start at 6. So, as always, thank you guys so much for coming and watching. And, alcohol. Thank you guys so much for coming and playing. Have a good night.